Hello and welcome to DCP number 106. And guess what?
Do I not get to do that?
Guess what? Guess who's back?
Oh, I forgot.
Guess
I'm not gonna lie.
back?
I thought I was gonna get like prompted to do that.
Do it.
Well,
Hello and
Forget.
welcome to is 106, right?
Yeah, it's 106.
Episode
It's 106.
106.
I literally just said 106.
I don't listen.
See,
Of
here's what happened,
Destiny
Holtz.
Community Podcast.
Here's what happened, Holtz. We decided that since I'm the one that clicks the button that pushes it to live to show the faces, it makes more sense if I kick it off. And then we go on a podcast.
Is this a little awkward for you, Watts? I mean,
No, I'm fine.
Is it awkward
No,
for
she's
Chevy
cool.
right now? Chevy, you feel awkward about this?
No, I'm
Chevy,
good.
yeah.
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Chevy's
I
Pope,
feel
you
like
feel
there's
awkward,
some
don't
tension
you?
in the room. I feel like there's some tension in the room.
You feeling a little awkward right now, Pope? Pope, is it because you're not wearing pants?
No.
So,
Is it because you and Tefty are not wearing pants together?
Okay, now I feel awkward. Yep.
For those of you who may not know, Holtz took a little hiatus.
small
And
hiatus?
He went to work on a lot of things. He went spelunking.
Yeah.
He judged
were-
a slapback competition.
You were spelunking naked in the Carlsbad Caverns.
He did a lot of things that we could only dream of.
I have
doing.
actually done that before, by the way. Just so we're being clear.
Of course. Do you think we're making this up?
I mean, that's why we said. Yeah, that's why
we said it.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Okay. Well, so now he's back from his journey, and he's going to be regular on our show.
Welcome
again.
back, Holtz.
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back.
And that sultry voice you just heard is our guest this week, Chevy.
Yo, what up, dudes?
Chevy.
That wasn't really sultry,
It's
but we can
Chevy.
we'll roll with it.
Hey, wait, what do you consider sultry?
Like,
Give me a
like
sultry.
Anthony's voice.
What would like? Give me a sultry. Give me something.
Let's hear something sultry.
yeah.
Can you dial up the
Yeah.
sultry real quick?
Give me.
Talk
Yeah,
about magic
uh,
cards. You can do that.
Yeah.
so.
Tell me about the card stock from the Japan cards.
Okay, so most recently in the Dominaria expansion, they decided to change the coating on the cards. So going away
Say
from
coating
the
again.
older coatings, it's now more of a powder coat type thing. Changed the smell of the card, which has been the thing that people have complained about the most. But the plus side is that the cards no longer have a bend in the stock. So it's
I'm
better
not wearing
stock.
pants right now, and I have to actually go change my pants.
All right, cool.
It's insane. It's insane. That was sultry. You're right. You're right. That Chevy's something else.
Yeah,
Chevy
I'm
is
not that.
He's not that.
I'm
Chevy,
not
can
that.
you explain for our visual, the people that are watching on stream, what's going on here? You got you know.
Don't make fun of his face, Pope.
I'm not making fun of your face.
This is my real face. There is nothing fake about it. I
Okay.
promise.
Fair enough.
This is
For those
me
who are
in all my
audio
trueness.
audio listeners, Chevy is looks like he doesn't know how to focus his camera. It's all blurry.
How much Vaseline did you use on that camera lens?
We'll save that for a later talk.
Okay.
Why has it got to be Vaseline?
That's for
That's
the
what you
after
We'll
hours.
also
traditionally
save that
use
for a
to
later
blur a
talk.
camera lens, Pope. Come on.
I thought Vaseline was used for other things. I'm sorry.
Couldn't you just use plastic or something?
Vaseline's easier.
Yeah,
Or cellophane.
cellophane.
Cellophane,
that works.
maybe.
They still make cellophane.
Probably.
Yes.
They still make it.
I thought cellophane
they're,
was like
cellophane,
early
yeah, you
1920s
see?
plastic or something. And then
Chevy's
like we
got
just
his,
moved on to plastic.
He's got his camera skewed out. I guess you're going to be doing a face reveal later. Do we have a date for that? Is there? Are you just stringing people along, or do you not actually have a face? That's
I
really
actually
what we're
don't
looking
have a face. No, I can't believe you actually caught on to that. Well,
at. Yep, I'm quick on those
Is
things.
this the first
You're the
faceless guest we've ever had?
We had
No.
Blue on faceless.
We had Blue.
No, he's a penguin.
Slayer.
He's got a
We had
face.
Slayer on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Slayer had no webcam.
Slayer's callous.
Yeah, he's callous. What are you guys talking about?
I can't
Well, he's
help
done
you,
a face
Tefty.
reveal now.
I can't help you.
Yeah.
This is clearly Chevy.
No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's obviously me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Chevy, why don't you tell our audience
Sure.
what you do in the gaming community? And actually, you know what? Let me introduce you.
Okay, you got it.
This is one of the members of Clan Redeem, right? And they are a PvE community that a clan that focuses on speedruns and world first attempts and doing all things like PvE. How do you fit into that mix? And well, first of all, let me ask you, how do you get into Clan Redeem? If you're like getting into speedrunning and you're getting into world first or fast raid runs, how does one apply for a clan like that? Or how does one get themselves and surround themselves around?
Pope's looking for a new clan, by the way, so he's interested.
Sorry, Rizzo.
I'm kind of getting that vibe. Yeah. Okay. So Pulp, if you're interested in joining, there's no application process.
Okay.
So we get this question a lot across all the different streamers within Redeem, and it's not a clan that you can just apply to get into. It's one that you get invited into, right? So the easiest way to do it is do crazy things and do stuff that a lot of people don't know are possible, and just make yourself known within the challenge and speeding community. And eventually, once you make a name for yourself, you'll start to get recognized. Play with them, right? So it's not only about skill, talent, anything like this. I know you guys had Glad and Modern on previously, and Glad went over that. It's not only about physical skill and gun skill, or who can clear a strike the fastest, anything like that. It's also about a group of friends that play at any given time and just have fun on the game while doing it efficiently and at a higher tier level, I guess you could say. So you can't just apply, unfortunately. You can work to get known, and you can work to get on the clan or on the team, I guess you could say. And that's kind of what I did. Kind of set my goal and I set my target. Like, I knew that Redeem was the top tier clan. They have all these records, these challenges. Like, I've watched a lot of their videos quite a bit, and I was like, I want to be one of those guys. And I just, looked and said, what do I got to do to be a part of that team? And then I kind of just started gaming, and I took it more seriously. And then, next thing you know, hey,
well,
I got a clan invite.
I want to seriously like scratch deeper into that, because for me, the PvE side of the community, the speedrun community is new to me, and I've heard of it done in Games Done Quick, and I've seen other like big shows like that where they're doing Mario or different games. How does the speedrunning community work within Destiny? Like, is it are you guys doing strikes or missions, or what qualifies for a speedrun record?
Well, generally there's a website where you can submit YouTube videos. If there's not video evidence, then you can't really prove, because there's general guidelines and rules that you want to follow as well. As far as what you can speedrun, it can be pretty much anything. I haven't noticed too much here in Destiny 2 about like stories or missions, because we don't really have the availability to just select it and go. So you don't really see that as much. But Nightfalls and strikes and obviously raids, those were very big. Nightfalls and raids were probably the two bigger of everything. But really, you can do anything, and you can just use a website that we all track on, and you just submit it, and it gets approved, and it's that simple. There's a lot of different variants. You can do, solo runs. You can do fire team runs. You can do pretty much. Previously, it was prestige or normal Nightfalls. So, we do use a kind of a platform where it kind of puts it all together, I guess you could say.
Well, let's talk about those solo runs, because you recently, not recently, but just a little while ago, did a solo Argos run, right?
Correct.
And it literally blew my mind. I mean, I don't even understand. Like, I struggle with that with 6 players, let alone like solo. So can you describe the process for preparing?
Yeah, but also like describe at what point you realized it was possible. Because, you know, with most most challenges,
good. Yeah.
most challenges, usually it's like, well, that's kind of crazy and this and that. Then all of a sudden you see like a little gleam, you know, and be like, I think something's here that you could use, you know?
Right.
At what point did that lock in for you?
Well, I wasn't always into challenges and speedruns and things like that. So it took me longer than it probably should have to realize that Solo Argos was possible. The only thing that was really holding it back was damage. Because he's got a lot of health, and to do that much damage in 4 phases is quite difficult. And it got to the point where everything else mechanic-wise, I completely understood and I could do. That wasn't the issue. It was doing the damage necessary and doing it uninterrupted. You can't really pause. You have to constantly be using the 25-second window to do as much damage as you can. And with what we had at the time, there wasn't really a lot that would make it possible. So the first big thing that helped was the Lunafaction buff, where you don't have to bob in and out of the rift, right? You place the rift with your Luna boots on, and you can just shoot, and you're good to go, right? The next thing, I believe it was the same update, if I recall, was the Darcy upgrade. When to turn the Darcy into, right, that multiplier. So doing all of that, I crunched some numbers and I was like, okay, this might actually be possible. Like the very first step was, how do you get a solo shield break? Which we figured that out pretty quick. You needed the raid gauntlets and you could shoot all 3 sparks in at the same time because there's a very narrow window. So that was pretty easy to figure out. Then the major issue, like I said, was the damage. And the Darcy, I was like, well, this is possible, I think. So I did my numbers, did my testing, and I was like, I can do this, but it's super, super tight. Then I actually found out that there was I believe it to be a bug, believe it or not, with the Empowering Rift. And normally Empowering Rift is about 30% increase. In Eater of Worlds, it is only 20%. So because of that 10% difference, that was enough to throw off the possibility of the damage numbers being there. So I could no longer do it anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just that little bit.
Crazy.
Wow.
Because
That's how small the window is.
There was a lot. And I mean, on top of that, it was somewhat unrealistic because you had to use craniums, you had to do all of your damage, and you had to stay alive. So it was still fairly unrealistic.
Soloing a raid boss unrealistic?
Possible. Right? I know, it's crazy.
Talk about Slayer soloed Cali like second week of the game was out.
Right?
So it's something that you set your mind to, and I just want to get the mentality of it. Nobody knew it was possible, and you set your mind to it. And is it just a whole lot of research? It sounds like you're referencing like notes that you were taking. Did you write down notes and like go over damage tables? I mean, what was your preparation for this?
Run the raid a lot, and I just learned the encounters. I actually didn't write anything down until it came down to the numbers. Just because I grew up in LFG, right? So I used the D2 PC LFG, and I pretty much grew up there. I've ran hundreds of raids through that Discord, and it was a learning experience because as what I thought at the time, I was a better player, of course, helping out newer people. Like I had to learn a lot of the specific stuff to help the ones that couldn't really get through it as well. So once I really knew the encounter, that was the easy part. It was the damage part, which I needed to take notes on and everything. And it got so intense that I actually made a spreadsheet.
Nice.
With all of the highest damage weapons and all of the buffs that I could acquire. And I actually made a full-on spreadsheet, and I actually built off of it, and I just added the most popular weapons. And I did this when Whisper came out. Because Whisper was the next increase where it was sparked again, and I was like, okay, ammo's no longer an issue. I don't need craniums. I might actually be able to pull off the damage now without whispered breathing because we didn't know what that was yet. So I did more testing, and I was like, okay, damage is still a little weak. And we knew what the catalyst was because we got it on week 1. We like they told us what it was, right? We knew it was going to be box breathing. We all thought it was going to be the 72.5% that the EP sniper had. And that's what we thought. And I was like, well, this is going to be a cakewalk. If so, turns out it was not even close to that. It was like, it was 33% if I remember. So it made the damage really tight again because of that difference, but it made it again possible. So with all of this, I was like, spreadsheets, and I just did all of the damage numbers. I sat in there for probably over 100 hours, I'd want to say, before I got real attempts in with realistic damage. So I did a lot of number testing, I guess you could say. And
wow,
A lot of hours.
That's a lot of dedication. I mean,
Yeah.
And from what I saw, I watched your run a couple times, and it seemed like had you missed one shot, like you missed one jump, you just like the whole run would be toast.
Right.
Is that the kind of intensity that you bring in, or how is that different than when you guys are preparing for and working on like a world's first raid team?
I'd say world's first raid teams are mostly for who can adapt the best and who can figure out new things, new mechanics, and things of that nature, right? So I wouldn't necessarily say it's as much power level or individual skill. It's what else do you bring to the team outside of that, because it really comes down to who figures out the mechanics the quickest and who figures out how to damage the boss the most efficiently the quickest. I'd say those are two of the biggest reasons why people get ahead on encounter clears, and two of the biggest reasons why people fall behind, because they don't understand the encounter, the mechanics, or the damage mechanics, one of the two.
Right.
So I would say those are going to be the more important parts when putting together a world's first team. And adaptability. You want to be able to not just focus on one thing, just killing things. You want to be able to kill things while doing a puzzle, or while, grabbing a prism, or whatever the case is. You want to be able to multitask and do it efficiently while also communicating, which is also very important.
So you're in a position where these encounters extremely well, and a player like myself, who there's actually there's quite a few people that haven't been leveled up high enough yet to even attempt the raid. And you say you came from the LFG community, right?
Right.
What kind of advice would you give a player like myself that's just getting ready to try their first raid and is going to jump on LFG? What kind of advice can you give them to be ready for it and to be successful?
I'll say a big part is try to get somewhat familiar with the encounter. I understand the thrill and excitement of going in blind, but going in blind and underleveled and underpowered is going to make it a nightmare. You can have Sherpas and people helping, but it's not going to be as enjoyable. So try to get a general understanding at least. There's a lot of great guides out there on YouTube, and there's a lot of great streamers out there that you can watch and get a general idea. As far as if you're going in underleveled, the biggest thing I would say is play passive and play smart, because you're going to die. It's going to happen. And just don't do anything too aggressive. Make sure you're always on your toes, aware of your surroundings, and just kill them before they kill you.
If you're also watching people that are like high level, don't play like them, because they have like full gear. You can make really dumb mistakes. If you're under leveled, well, just go watch some of the VODs from the first raid clears. You'll see how tight you have to play then.
Yeah.
That's how basically you should be playing.
So did you how are you with the Last Wish raid? What are your thoughts on it, and how do you rank it as far as other raids that you've completed?
Well, a lot of people know this already, but I have never played Destiny 1. So I only started playing Destiny when Destiny 2 came out on PC. So I cannot put in my input for Destiny 1 raids. I've heard a lot about them. I've seen them. I've watched solos and everything like that, but I have never actually played Destiny 1. Yeah,
you're more of a PC player, is that why? Or
no, because I was a really big COD guy previously. So I was really into Call of Duty and Modern Warfare 2 and like all the way leading up. And I was just really into that style. And when I tried Destiny 1, it was the first year. It reminded me too much of Halo. And I didn't like that play style because it was very different from Call of Duty.
You on PS4 or Xbox?
Both.
Both.
I started off on Xbox, and then when it went PS4 exclusive, then I went to PS4. But mained Xbox up until, what was it, Black Ops 3?
Okay.
I think it was. Then I went to PS4.
That's
And then after about halfway through Black Ops 3, I was like, you know what? I'm starting to get a little burned out of this. It's the same stuff and, jetpacks and boots on the ground, all of that. I was like, I miss it. So then I got a PC, started dabbling in PC games, and then I kind of just, went out from there. And a couple buddies of mine said that they were going to be getting Destiny 2 on PC. And I was like, I'm looking for a new game to try. I'll give it a shot. So then I got on there and I was like, oh, this is pretty grindy. This is pretty nice. And then I just, ever since that first day, I was like, all right, let's do it.
And what do you think of?
I was going to say, how has the Forsaken grind transition been for you from being essentially a D2 player? Because obviously D2 is a lot more forgiving in terms of the grind versus now. How has that been for you?
I loved it. A lot of people said that this is what Destiny 2 is what they expected when it first came out and what they were anticipating it to be. And of course, not having anything to compare it to, I was like, well, I've heard all of the D1 things and why people dislike Year 1 Destiny 2 so much compared to Destiny 1. And I was just like, all right, well, this is much different. And the grind itself, I thought was amazing. I love the fact that it took several weeks to get to max power level. Believe it or not, I do wish actual max power level was more difficult to achieve, though. So I feel like if they would have put a very, very hard cap on 590, and then that last 10 power level you actually have to grind out to get, I thought that would be much better. Because I went from 572, I think, to 600 on all 3 characters in the same week.
Oh, wow.
And that was just like, given like when I do stuff, I do it very tactically, right? So if I have
spreadsheets,
any piece of armor that I can bump up, I'm going to try to bump that armor up. And I was just like, it's a little easy on the end. The beginning was really fun though. It had me scared at first because I was like, I'm not even going to get to 540 when the raid comes on. I was all panicking. And,
what was your light level when you entered the raid in?
I believe I was 553.
Nice.
And were you among your clanmates? How did you stack as far as them in light level?
I believe I was the highest, and then 3 or 4 of them were right behind me, and then one of them was around 544, if I remember. So one was definitely underleveled, and we knew that going into it. We did not know that it was going to be the power level that they came out with. We thought it was
What were
going to
you
be.
expecting?
We were expecting 550 going up, and then final encounter or encounters being 570 is what I was kind of anticipating. And when we spawned in and we saw 560, we're like, holy crap. All right, well, this is going to be a long ride. And then we've discussed this so much, and they're like, never in Destiny history has the power levels for encounters gone up by 5 power per encounter. And they're like, they're not going to do that. No way they're going to do that. And that's exactly what they did. I think Bungie did very well with it because it did make it a lot more difficult. The only thing I was worried about is I didn't want it to be like SOS again, Spire of Stars, where it took, if I recall, I think it was like 7.5 hours for the Redeem guys to get world's first on that. And it's mostly because it was much higher power level than they were. And then figuring out the damage was the only problem at that point. Then once we got past 570, it was just like a walk in the park for the most part. So that's the only thing I was worried about, but it's still a lot of fun, and I haven't lost my thrill to do that raid like I did on Spire of Stars. Within the first month, I was kind of over that raid.
If you can talk about any special project you're working on right now with Last Wish, what are your goals to accomplish within that raid, as far as within your community, or any speedrun attempts or soloing attempts? What are you working on?
So recently, 2 nights ago, we beat our newest record time, which was 24:53, I think is what it used to be. While we were running, we got word that Slayer and his team surprisingly beat us because we had no idea they were running. So we were kind of just casually running, right? And we're just like, yeah, let's just do this, go in there and try and get this is our goal, let's try and get it. We wanted to get sub 24 was our goal. And then also we saw a tweet by good old Sneaky Beaver saying that they got 24:30, and we just kind of talked and we're like, oh, they're running right now. Holy crap. Like it gave me more motivation. Yeah. It's like it beat our time by 23 seconds, right? And it gave us more motivation, and me especially because I'm very competitive. So we kept going at it, and we ended up getting unfortunately we couldn't get the 24:02. Sadly, we wanted to. That was our goal. But we ended up getting that day one emblem and got 23:58. So that's the current record. And even with that, we are anticipating getting under 23 minutes.
Nice.
So that is our current goal with speedrunning. Another thing that I'm really excited for, once we kind of get the speedrun time on lockdown and where exactly we want it, is I want to do 4-man speedruns. Because you can do this entire raid with a 4-man team.
Nice.
And there's already been a team out there that has done 4-man Petros, the 13th Wish.
So explain that, because I haven't had a chance to do that. What is that Petros run? What is the qualifications for to accomplish it? So
there's a wishing wall, right? Have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay, so there's 15 wishes. We still don't know what the 15th is, but the 13th wish is Petros Run, which basically is once you activate that wish, if at any point any fire team member dies, you automatically go to orbit. So imagine Extinguisher within a raid.
Yeah. Imagine being at the end and running the heart in, and you're running, and you're so excited about that you run ahead of your teammate, and then you kill them because you leave them exposed, and only moments before you slam it down, their body flops in front of you. That would be
that would really char my
that would just
char your hide.
Char your jimmies?
Char myself.
Let me one up you on that. I've actually done that, sadly. Sorry, team. But one day I tweeted out the raid report, because raid report has a lot of information, right? They dig into the the API, and I asked, has anybody completed a flawless yet? This is before 13th Wish. Actually, the night of the 13th Wish discovery is when we were going for flawless attempts. We had a flawless run up until the Queen's Walk, exactly like you're describing, and we're running, we're getting we're halfway through, and halfway through there's a knight that spawns. We have named this knight Jimmy.
Jimmy the Knight,
after Jimi Hendrix. I don't know if you get the reference yet, but I'm about to explain it. All right. So Jimi Hendrix is obviously, a lot of people know who he is. He's an amazing guitarist. So for whatever reason, whenever we get around Jimmy, he likes to guitar us. So we get the good old lovely guitar error code on our flawless run, and boom, the run is over.
I have had that happen recently, and it is brutal.
It seems pretty consistent.
People will wipe before doing the encounter so they don't get guitared.
Yep.
Which you can't really do if you're going for a Petra run.
I mean, obviously.
Petra runs, speed runs, because this has happened on speed runs as well. So we're very familiar with it, and it's very, very sad when you get to the end, and this is basically, you're not going to die, because we're smart enough players, unless you get kind of antsy like myself and run ahead and then die because of the creeping darkness. That's just me getting excited and not paying attention, or whoever, right?
Sure.
But nothing is worse when you have that is the easiest part of the raid, in my opinion, is the end part, because we've broken it down so easily that it's difficult to die there, unless you're just being dumb, right? And nothing is worse than getting to him and either seeing him spawn or getting past him thinking you're in the clear, and then you see the lovely Bungie error code screen pop up.
Guitar.
And you're back in orbit.
Do you think this is Bungie trying to get back at everybody who pulled their cords in Crota?
They're pulling our cords.
A malicious attempt
Pulling
to
our
error code
cords?
us.
Yeah,
I've heard about it. I've heard about that, and that's a good point. That's a really.
I mean,
good
I
point.
think this is maybe Bungie trolling us back.
The network engineers took offense.
That's right.
For Crota?
They were offended by Crota.
Huh.
And what the community did, and so now they decided that they're gonna,
And Bungie doesn't know how to fix it. Yeah, right.
They're just little
right.
They roll a number, and if you hit a certain range of the number, then you get guitarded in that run.
They just need to change a 0 to a 1, and then it's fixed. But they know that, and they're just gonna leave it in there.
But which 0?
Yeah,
they know. Oh, they know.
It's gotta be a lot of zeros in there.
Oh, they know. Yeah. Well, it's really exciting. I mean, I'm gonna love to hear your input on stuff that we're talking about in the TWAB this week and stuff that's going on in Bungie or in Destiny. I'd love to hear how you guys reacted to influencing the open world. How was that? How did that feel as a player that helped to make that happen?
I think it's amazing. I think it's exciting that Bungie did something like that, and I love that it changed the entire world. Right? Something I often think, though, just as a side note, is what if it was never completed? What if something happened and the raid was never completed?
Permanent guitars.
Just get guitars every single time.
But I've thought about that. And I was like, what if Bungie thought about something?
They just flip the switch, be like, guys, they're not.
They're never gonna.
We gotta flip the switch.
You gotta flip the switch. But it's really exciting to know that one team can have that much of an impact on the entire outcome of the game. And obviously they accounted for that, but being the ones responsible for that, which I was part of the second redeem team, so I wasn't one of the 6 that caused the curse to be released, thankfully, because I don't want to sleep with that on my conscience. I don't want to be that guy.
You sleep well at night. That's good.
I sleep wonderfully. I don't think Glad has slept since, honestly.
I wouldn't be able to if I was him.
But I like to just make fun of them occasionally and randomly tweet out, don't forget that Redeem is the reason why the Dreaming City is the way it is. Don't forget to thank them.
It's crazy, like how their impact, their actions impacted all of our experience, and it gave us an opportunity as players to share in that excitement or share in that newness of what's going on. So I'm looking at your next task. You're formatting, you're fine tuning the Last Wish. Are you looking forward to coming up? We're going to be talking about the Festival of the Lost.
Yes,
and there's one in particular thing that I thought you may have gotten excited about.
The kitty cat ghost.
Yes, the kitty.
Yes, 100%. Without a doubt.
With that,
obviously.
Yeah. Or there was another thing.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
No, there was there was time a timed run into the Infinite Forest that's spookified, and it sounds like something that's right up your alley. As Clan Redeem started to, split up, because it's not a 6-man, right?
Correct.
It's gonna be 3-man.
So you guys started to form 3-man Infinite Forest teams.
I'm sure we'll look into it. We haven't really talked too much about it because, of course, it's still new. I think it just came out yesterday, the announcement, if I recall. But I'm sure we'll look into it. We don't always just say, we kind of do things spur of the moment. Like, hey, who's on right now? Let's go do some 3-man runs.
Hey, Tefty. Spur of the moment.
Spur.
Yeah. Does anything that this man has said tonight
Sound like spur of the moment?
Spur of the moment.
Oh, my spreadsheet just busted out a spur of the moment.
He probably does a breakdown sheet of like, okay, I'm going to wake up in the morning. I'm going to use the restroom. I'm going to go into the kitchen. I'm going to use 5 packets of sugar to make 3 cups of coffee. I'm going to take.
I'm not picking up that.
You're going to hide it.
No, I'm not picking up that. What I am picking up is that if he wanted to min-max his day and woke up and was like, today's the day that I'm going to do like 3 days worth of work in one day, then I could see something like that happening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm picking up.
I'm thinking he's not like they're putting together some stack teams to make that run into the
speed run. The speed run.
Oh, no doubt.
Go as deep as possible in those levels.
They're going to go deep.
Deep. Yeah. Do you guys think that there's going to be like either an exotic or some sort of like exclusive reward if you get a certain number of levels deep in there, and it's going to be difficult, like
Thunderlord.
That would be awesome. Last
I
word.
hope they do, at least, if anything. I mean,
so do you do?
I don't think so. No.
You stream on Twitch, right?
Yep.
Are you a partnered streamer, or are you working?
I am not. And you asked this question earlier. Am I kind of just stringing people along about the webcam face reveal, right? That was the kind of like the goal. Like if and when I get that partnership, then that will be like my big celebration for it.
Sure.
So no, I am not, but I'll be working on it.
He's that sure of how beautiful his face is that he knows on
giving it away
day,
as a reward.
He's gonna rip off that cellophane, and people are just gonna flood money his way because of how beautiful he is. That's what's gonna happen.
I like it.
Well, I'm really thankful that you came on. I really appreciate your insight. I like you're a positive member of the speedrunning community, and I've heard nothing but great things about you. Appreciate you taking some time tonight. I know we're going to dig into some of the TWAB, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on the announcement
of the Festival of the Lost. Got two articles to jump in.
Yes, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about, and I'm definitely excited to hear. When our team, we got to put together a Infinite Forest team. So be ready, Clan Redeem. We're gonna take you down.
DCP is pretty close on that world's first.
We were right there, man.
Well, Pulp, this is your time to get into Redeem. Let's see it.
I just, Rezo is such a great group of guys. I would hate to leave them on the lurch, the guys and gals, and we do our own thing over there. We don't want to embarrass, Clan Redeem's got their speed run thing. Rezo's got Rezo, and
forget the Rezo thing.
We got the Rezo thing going.
Sweaty gamers, I hear.
We're none of us shower, so it's really sweaty and stinky.
So it's
we shower at least.
You shower?
yeah, we do.
I highly doubt that. You don't play. How long did the raid take?
So we have time to shower.
20 hours, 21 hours, 20.
We get 28 hours worth of 24.
See, that's where the spreadsheets come in.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put that into a spreadsheet for me.
If you spreadsheet
I'm the type of guy that. I'm the type of guy that if I say I'm going to be somewhere, I don't say, hey, I'll be there in 10. I'll be there in 7 minutes.
You're exact.
I am within a minute, I would say.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. Are you
Unless
late?
it's like a really far distance, then I'll be like, I'll be there in about roughly this time. But like as it gets closer.
Splitting the 5 minutes down to, like 7 minutes, that's impressive. You have a track record of being able to hit that on the spot?
I'm pretty close. Yeah.
What are we talking about right now? Like, it's
timing.
Me and just me, Tefty, all of us at DCP could probably learn something.
Yeah, just saying.
Got it. I'm just
generally we start around 6 p.m. In fact, did it drive you a little crazy that we might have started a little bit after 6 p.m.?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
That's good.
Okay.
It's not like I have to be punctual every single time. I just like to be. Like if I'm in control, I like to control the time that I tell people I will be somewhere.
We're still talking about timing right now. Okay.
Yeah.
never mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Well, Holtzman, his stint
internet.
back on the podcast was very short-lived. He rage quit already.
Yeah.
Why?
Sort
I
of.
think there was a sale
You got Jimmy.
at Hot Topic.
He got DDoSed
DDoSed, yes.
by Hot Topic.
He's Hot Topic is mad
And he
that he
has to go
quit, so they
back and
DDoSed
buy
him.
some eyeliner in order to un-DDoS himself. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Did his internet actually go
All right.
up?
He's been having some internet problems recently. So he's resetting his router to see if that fixes it.
Got it. All right.
Let's get right.
Let's talk about Festival of Lost.
this week at
Festival
Bungie.
of the Lost. Oh,
No, let's do Festival of
doing
Lost
that
first,
first?
right?
Festival
yeah.
Lost first.
Let's do
In
fest-
order of
it's-
days
Yeah, that
news
came out first, right?
was released.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's what came out first.
Yes.
I'm going to click on that right now.
So obviously they're going to have a bunch of cosmetics, associated with this event.
Great cosmetics.
If you're a new player to Destiny and you did not
Yes.
get a chance to experience the Festival of the Festival of the Lost
Yes.
in the past, it has a stormy, spooky past.
It's some turbulent.
Very spooky.
There's
Yeah.
been some spooky times,
Mhm.
and there was a few interesting cosmetics that were very difficult to find.
The infamous Ghost.
Ghost.
And the mask, the skeleton blue flame.
Oh yeah, that was really rare, wasn't it? Yeah.
That
it
was.
was rare.
And it would do the
There
chatter
was a
thing. It'd be like,
Yeah.
with the, yeah. It would
And
do
when
like
you
the mouth
timed it up
moving.
with, when you timed it with we paired it with a certain emote, it would change color and
Oh right, I forgot about that.
right. It turned
It
into
did,
a
yeah.
howl. Are you back?
Hello.
I don't know.
You gotta mute yourself in Skype.
You gonna allow me to be back?
Gotta mute yourself in Skype.
Oh, yeah. Hey Comcast, you don't allow me to be back? This is
Well, we just got into Festival of the Lost, and we were doing
reminiscing.
a little background. We were reminiscing for all the new players.
Holtz, do you remember how much it cost you to get a Ghost?
If I had not spent the $100, it would have only cost me about like 20, I think. I spent 100 to like do science and see what the actual drop rates of all the items were.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
of course, I think I got one Ghost and 2 of the Devil Ghosts.
Oh,
I'm gonna do some science for this Festival of the Lost. I think.
are you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Out
I'll
of-
let the community know.
Okay.
Just out
I
of
like it.
pureness of my heart, science.
You
Science.
also really
You want
just
the cat
want,
ghost.
You want the cat.
She wants the cat ghost so bad.
For
really
science,
want the
guys,
cat.
honest.
It's for science. It's I think I spent close to $70 to get Ghost.
I think mine was about $100 to get Ghost.
I don't remember, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It was a really low drop rate. It was really everybody wanted it, and people spent a bunch of money, and it got the acronym or the nickname of Festival of the Cost. So it looks like Destiny or Bungie is going at it full force, and they are not shying away from it. They didn't rename it, whatever. It's Festival of the Lost, and it sounds
And it is
completely
not the cost.
remade. It is a remake
Yes.
of it, like Forsaken style.
Yes.
We'll see. I mean, we need to see it
It's
actually
what
drop.
it sounds like.
There's
It's what it
things that
sounds
we
like.
haven't usually had in these type of things.
Yeah. True.
There's new
That,
content.
like okay, so repurposing the Infinite Forest for a spooky Infinite Forest is brilliant.
Great idea.
I absolutely love that. I cannot wait to see how they've changed things, and again, they dimmed the lights by the looks of the photo, so it's gonna be all
well,
spooky.
There's spooky nights in there.
Ava
Yeah.
Levante.
Those nights are
is-
spooky.
is
They walk
gone.
really slowly. They're loud.
Ava Levante is gone.
We don't know. They said we just haven't heard from her since
Yeah.
their whole Red Legion.
I mean, this feels a lot like Clue to me. Like we're gonna find out that Asher Mir did it in the
Why Asher?
Cosmodrome with a candlestick.
Asher?
Yeah,
Why-
I
why
don't
is it
know. I
Asher?
mean, I think we're gonna be playing a big game of Clue.
Why would Asher leave IO?
Oh my god!
Why
you guys
would
are a bunch of
he?
nerds. It was an example. It was an
Why
example.
does he have a
Well, use a
candlestick?
better example.
Why does
Yeah,
he
better
have a
example, man.
candlestick?
All right, how do I
never-
take him off of this shirt? Where is he? Right now.
Tess. Tess Eververse. She's the one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Why?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Eververse wanted all the shaders. She wanted to be
All
the
right.
number one
So
shader economy.
the shipwright, the shipwright, Amanda Holiday has stepped up to raise everyone's spirits. Thanks to her, the tower is filled with merriment, and it looks like the tree's got a bunch of engrams. I think this is the first time a lot of us are going to see exotic engrams.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, you could be right on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I,
All right.
hold on. So, because it's relevant, I saw 2 exotics this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Were they new ones?
Engram?
They were Otherside Sparrow.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
then
high five. You're
Otherside
nuts.
Sparrow.
Oh, two of them.
You were grinding
Insane.
strikes, weren't you?
Well, I mean, I like to play the game, and hey, if I see like an exotic pop out of something, like, it's exciting. And then the chest, and I'm like, what are the chances it's going to be other side? Other side is kind of rare for it to drop,
Sure.
Yeah. So,
Feels
I got a
bad.
Dragon Shadow chest piece.
yeah. I'm going on a pretty big like dry run right now. I've had I've had Lord of Wolves and I've had Queen Breakers drop, and that was like 3 weeks ago, something like that, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a new exotic since, and I honestly haven't seen that many exotics in general. So when I see
Same.
the thing glowing on the ground, I'm definitely excited. And then when I see it become other side, I want to punch the screen.
I saw a photo of somebody who shall remain nameless that put it out on Twitter. They play on a glass desk and literally had shattered it.
Oh.
And their entire PlayStation monitors and everything was falling through just from like one more what's the grenade launcher?
Edge Transit.
Edge Transit. Too many. Like there's certain things that are tilting players, and the Edge Transit drop and the exotic drop are.
Hold up. This person broke their glass desk over Edge Transit.
Yes.
So
It's true.
I'm not going to say anything judgmental.
Sure.
But
I'm also
there might be some other things going on in their life.
Also, there's a very
We're gonna
popular
extend
picture
a
that gets
helping
circulated
hand.
around about the broken glass table thing. So it's probably copy pasta.
Copy.
Probably a meme, not real.
Did you fall
Did
for
Pope
it?
get jebaited by copy pasta?
I may have gotten jebaited.
Oh, you
Oh,
got
gosh.
jebaited.
That's what I get. I'm not memeing.
Can you imagine cleaning up a glass desk that you just shattered?
I'm not a
been a
meme
nightmare.
magic.
I just moved.
I don't know about the beamies.
Well, there's some really exciting stuff happening with Festival of the Lost. There's going to be new triumphs. There will be available for you to earn. And Amanda Holiday will offer daily bounties that reward fragmented souls. These items can be
Dead
used
people.
to purchase Festival of the Lost masks.
You will acquire
As well
dead
as-
folks.
Dark.
You get dead people
This
to
is
buy their
dark.
dead face and then wear it.
Can
Oh
I
my god.
pay money
Metal.
for some dead
Friggin'
people?
neat.
I see dead people. So now you're going to be able to buy masks as well as horror story legendary auto rifle.
Nice.
So there's a new auto rifle coming out.
It's the first time we've had a gun in
yeah.
these kind of events.
Yes.
This
Okay.
is exciting.
And you know what's cool about this? One thing, and then
Yeah.
everybody can access it.
Yes. Everybody gets
Yeah.
access to it.
Mhm.
That's awesome. I really hope that the gun is more than just like a reskin of like origin story, whatever it looks like. Like I want it to
Kinda
have.
looks like it.
It
Kind of looks like
I know
it.
it does look like that, but what I'd like is some sort of perk that's related to Festival of Lost that's like the Wish
Yes.
type of stuff. Like you get a headshot on something and there's like type of thing that happens, or like some candy corn. You put candy corn all over the field. Everybody loves candy corn. Every person I talk to says it's their favorite treat
I hate
to have
candy corn.
of all time.
What?
Pope in fact, wanted to endorse it this week on the podcast, and I said, hey, Pope, we can't do that. We're not shields.
First of all,
so
what people don't know is that candy corn, they stopped making candy corn years and years ago.
False.
And
It's
the
been
candy
mass
corn-
produced since 1987.
Thank you. And the candy corn you see every year, little known fact, is the same candy corn being recycled year after year after year. Nobody actually
I'd
eats
like
that
to see
crap.
that stuff pop out of somebody's head when I shoot them with the gun like this. I'm hoping that's what Festival Lost is like. I have a feeling it's just going to be like some sort of type of roll that comes on that gun. But it'd be really cool if they do something of that, to celebrate the event type of feel.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I would like that a lot.
Well, an event specific perk would be really cool. Something that it gives, I'd like to see something like the concept of the Rat Pack, with, I know that's an exotic, but something to do with you and your team
Rat King?
working together. What's that?
You mean Rat King?
Rat King.
Yeah.
Okay, what'd I say?
You said Rat Pack, and I was like, Frank Sinatra?
Oh,
What?
my bad.
Yeah.
I was listening to Logic before the show.
Okay. Now, it makes sense.
But even the tower illuminated with spooky violet candles, there's always something scary lurking just out of sight. There's always
This is the cool thing.
lurking.
This is
just out of
super
sight.
cool.
So the event is, so it's the first time we're getting a new event in one of these, a new activity in one of these events, and it's called Fear and Fright. It's going to be located in the Infinite Forest. This year, the Festival of the Lost brings more than just masks for a limited time, that irks me. For a limited time, all players of Destiny 2 are invited to the Haunted Forest. Guardians have been tasked with clearing out its ghouls and demons, which are spooking up a storm. You'll have 15 minutes to dive as deep as you can into the Haunted Forest and clear out the nightmares lying in wait. Be wary, the deeper you go, the more difficult your job will become.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. I
A lot
love
is
that.
Yeah.
Here's 15 minutes. Kill as many things as you can.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
So every week with the Ascended challenges have been coming out, and these looming nights that are scary as hell that
They're
pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been loving this feel that you get from those Ascended challenges, and I hope that the Infinite Forest is also, or what they've done with the Infinite Forest has that type of feel where it's very just, you feel like you're in a black and white horror film, a Hitchcock
Definitely
film.
looks that way.
Yeah. Right?
It looks that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the picture does.
Yeah, so it's exciting to see
Also,
them go more for that.
You can
Do you
go
guys
in
see
solo.
what I see in the top left of the photo? Do you see it?
I'm not looking at the photo right now.
The top left. I see
Mhm.
stairs.
There's a Vex structure inside of the purple, and looks like there's something on a broom.
What? There's brooms?
Something on a broom.
Exotic brooms? An exotic other side broom?
Is there an
I don't know.
exotic sparrow? that's a
Maybe that's something in the distance. Maybe it's my eyes playing tricks on me, but I thought it looked like, when I was at work and I looked at this quickly, it looked like a witch on a broom. But
That'd be so cool if there's
do you
witches in there.
remember last year we got I didn't know if it was a
Flying around.
throwback,
That'd be awesome.
but
Cackling, throwing like pumpkins at you.
right, throwing stuff at you. But I remember we got sparrows. We had the brooms
Yeah, the
that we
brooms.
could ride around. Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
I hope we
and
get those
everyone
back
wanted to
again.
keep that, but we had to give it back to Sweeper Bond. He's gonna sweep it.
Sweeper bug got to keep
Sweeper
on
gonna
sweeping.
sweep.
Yeah, otherwise he ain't gonna
Rip.
be sweeping.
Poor Patrick.
Yep.
And also, you can go in there as a solo player with a pre-made fire team, or you can match make other people.
Yeah, that's really cool, right?
There you go. Yeah, you don't have to worry about, I only play solo. I don't have a team.
This will be the first time this has ever happened too, where you can go in solo,
This is a big deal.
pre-make, or match make. Like this has never been
It
the
sounds
case
cool.
ever.
Never.
Yeah.
So this might be a
Yeah.
good case for them matchmaking the Nightfall.
Yeah, maybe they're testing
If
this.
this kind of option is available, maybe.
Mhm.
They do show a very scary looking hive knight in one of the photos. And I'm wondering if there is different versions of it, like maybe each time you go through a different part of the Infinite Forest. Because if you haven't played Infinite Forest, or you're trying to remember what it is, it's that procedurally generated worlds where you have these kind of platforms areas, and each one has maybe a different enemy race on there, right? And so they could be Cabal, they could be the idea is the Vex can create any enemy at any situation, any scenario for you to fight against. So we could see more than just, the Taken, right? Although the Taken would be natural for this kind of spooky concept. But do you think we're going to see a lot of different races, or is it going to be Hive and the Taken? Or
yeah, I'm assuming that they're going to pull from everything that's in the game to put in these tiles, and maybe even throw in a little spooky Halloween reskin on something.
Oh, if we could have like a mini Crota reskin on one of the nights.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Honestly, the Scorn look like they're from Halloween. Yeah.
Right. Do you think it'll change each time you log in or load in? Or do you think it'll change like each section you clear?
Good question.
Different variants you load into? Like you load into this one and boom, it's Hive. Or boom, it's Cabal.
I'm assuming it's going to be different.
Clear this one, what's next?
I'm assuming it's going to be different because when you go into those strikes or in those adventures, it's different every time. Like the tile sets change, some of the enemies change. Like there's similarities, but there's a lot of like variants of what could possibly spawn in those areas. Maybe the first very beginning section is always the same with the enemy composition, but then after that, I'm assuming it's going to keep on having variables in there.
I like it.
Yeah. I like to think of it as like Diablo, like the dungeons, or I don't know why I'm forgetting the name of those, but the rifts, the greater rifts and all that, like those. I've always wanted Bungie to do something like greater rifts for Destiny, and if this is the beginning of it, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I really like where they're going with this. I like that it's just see how far you can get type deal, and I like the whole matchmaking thing. It kind of feels like they're maybe experimenting with some new stuff that they haven't done before. So this is exciting.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
I really like
There's
it.
something awesome at the end, a reward. I don't know.
I want to know if it's truly endless.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
Yes.
Like, is there an end? They just didn't expect people to hit it.
Yes.
That would be nice.
Break the parameters.
That's what I'm excited to try for.
Yeah, I agree. It's exciting.
I'm excited.
I think the rewards look cool too. Like I think a kitty ghost is cool, and they got new emotes.
The kitty ghost is amazing. Yeah. It's got little tape on ears, like the tape on devil horns.
It does. Yes.
I like
the
the
fact
eye.
that they're taped on. Makes me
I love the eye.
The eye is great.
The eye is so cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
Yeah, there's not many ghosts that have a different like inside.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, there's gonna be a murder mystery that we must solve. So this is another thing that's going to be happening. This is going to be on Tuesday, October 30th. So it's not going to be available straight away, but we're going to be pursuing the murderers of Master Ives. It's going to be a quest line that starts October 30th.
Why did they have to kill off Ives and they didn't kill off Rahul?
I don't know. Just he was pretty mean. He made very mean comments about me being a hunter.
Ives did?
Yeah.
Huh, I don't remember those.
You don't? He was pretty mean.
Was he? Wow.
He kind of had a bit of an ego, He's a little stuck up.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the reef, so he's
a reef awoken, so he's like, he thinks he's better than everyone.
Huh.
Yeah.
I just have the disdain from Rahul left over. Like, I feel like Rahul is constantly a smug son of a bitch every time. He's like, "Hey, Guardian, what do you have for me today?"
Maybe it's just awoken or just all.
What if I don't have anything, Rahul?
Yeah. She's like, "Why are you looking at me, Rahul? Get out of here." So, and they could have killed Tess too instead, but they didn't. So
that would have been a really funny Festival of the Lost quest line that you killed the Festival of the Cost lady.
That would have been righteous.
That would have been pretty amazing.
That would have been a glorious event. Yeah.
But I don't know what's going to be at the end of this thing. They've just got a picture of Master Ives surrounded by purple candles, and we have to go and pursue his murderers.
Yes.
I don't know if that's going to take us to different locations. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what we're going to get at the end.
What if we don't really care who offed the Cryptarch? What if we're like okay with whoever did it and like not coming to justice?
What?
What if there's loot for finding out though?
Yeah. What
I
if
mean,
what if we get like Ives
Powerful drop.
stash?
hmm.
Yeah, they said there's some sort of drop associated with it, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It adds an additional powerful reward for you to earn each week.
Each week. Ooh.
But that's like not super exciting for those that are already 600, right?
Yeah.
We'd want something unique from the event. Like we'd want
I would agree.
something cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love the idea of solving a murder mystery. I think this is fun.
It's gonna be fun.
It's perfect that, I mean, almost better. The only thing that I could think that is possibly better than this would be Tess getting offed.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about. Like, you know,
I'm sorry, I
Rahul or
missed that.
Tess would have been phenomenal. And it would have been a crazy twist if Tess was the one who got killed during the Festival of the Cost. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of rewards. The Sparrow looks like Atheon.
Does it?
It looks like we're just gonna be right at Atheon.
Yeah, pull this
It's
up.
Right in
pretty
Atheon
cool.
ground.
I like
It looks
the
really
new
cool.
stuff.
The Sparrow
Looks
is
real
cool.
nice, yeah.
The Sparrow is really cool.
I could see why you're into that cat one.
I
one's
mean,
cool,
it's
right?
great. It's just really cool in general. It's just cool. The way that we're going to be able to earn these is when we level up, we're going to be getting an ephemeral engram.
Ephemeral?
I don't know.
Ephemeral. That's
Whatever.
What I was thinking.
Halloween engram.
Okay, good.
Along with our normal engrams. So that's how we're going to be able to earn the stuff. There's also
We're
some
gonna
new
get-
emotes.
It's going to be like getting double the loot.
It's going to be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And there's some new emotes that you guys should check out because I can't do them justice. One is where you play guitar. It's pretty neat.
Yep.
The other one is some kind
Crazy
of
dance.
dancing emote.
I'm really hoping that that there's music associated to it.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
I
If
hope
it plays
so.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we are getting to see some of those. We're getting to see some of those in the first emote that we see has music or it has noises. The one where the glasses.
Dave
and
Samuels one.
Dave Samuels one is the
Also
first
the
emote that we saw that has a sound.
Also the
Yeah.
trumpet one.
Yep.
The trombone.
Yep.
Sad trombone. Yep.
Sad trombone. So those are all new. Do you think we're going to be seeing more emotes with sound associated
so.
to them?
I think so.
Especially if it's a guitar and you're just literally strumming the guitar. I'd hope so. I'd hope it would have some kind of
Yeah. I think they're going to do more of that. I mean, it's obviously cool. People like them. We want more of them. Did you guys also see that they're giving us some free emotes if we played before the 16th?
Yes.
Yeah. So this was
Yes.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to know how people feel about this because some people I'm sure are like, it's gonna be. Some people are gonna be angry.
Oh, of course.
So on October 16th,
Wait. Somebody in the Destiny community on the internet's going to be angry.
they're gonna be mad. Yeah,
Huh.
I think so. I know it never happens, but I think it might happen this time.
But more shaders. What do you mean?
On Tuesday, October 16th, all Destiny 2 players are invited to join in on the festivities. And then because of this, is it also launching? Yeah, also on the 16th, anyone who purchases Destiny 2 Forsaken, it will also include 2 expansions included in the Destiny 2 expansion pass. So now when you are looking to get into Destiny, you just have to buy Forsaken. You don't have to be like, oh, which DLC do I need? I don't know. You just buy Forsaken and it's going to come with everything. So this is where the community is like, but wait, what about me? I've been playing all this time and I paid more money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to get some cool stuff. There's a unique emblem, a unique shader, 2 unique exotic emotes, and a bunch of consumables. One of which is a finest matter weave.
I've never used one of those before.
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
I have.
You get 1 core. I feel like it's just very underwhelming.
Oh, you get a core from it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't know?
I got like 20 of these.
Yeah, you get a
That's
master
20
core
cores.
from it. You get it from like a random boss that you kill.
Oh, nice.
Like
Yeah, I've got
yeah.
I've got those like
Yeah.
stacking up right now. Awesome.
Mhm. You
They're-
just
they're-
pop them. I
they're
mean, it goes
pretty
until
good.
you get one. I mean, they don't really expire.
Oh, nice.
You just pop it. It basically just gives you a mass workhorse.
Yeah.
I honestly like the sheeter. We used to have one like this.
So this actually, I'm pretty sure it was for a similar thing. It was for like a veteran of doing something in D1, and you got this basically exact shader. Obviously, I don't know how it looks when you put it on armor, but it was the same kind of tiger stripe, black and white thing going on.
I do like that you get the 2 exotic emotes. That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice, right? I mean, you're only going to be able to get those if you had played before the 16th, right?
Yeah.
So it's a nice little like gesture for people who played the game at launch.
I think they handled it well.
Yeah.
I
will take a new shader and emotes.
Yeah.
I honestly, this is my position on it. They're in a business to sell more copies of the game and incentivize people. They're gonna have to sell the game, and this is a way of introducing people. They're allowing people who have never purchased the game, that are still on Destiny 2 Year 1 content, to play this Festival of the Lost without purchasing any expansion. If they like the method and the way that they're approaching this content, and they want to, and they've heard good things about Forsaken, this is a natural progression, and it makes sense business-wise.
Yeah. Definitely.
It is worth noting that the shader and the emblem is going to be exclusive to those who play before October 16th, but the 2 exotic emotes will be made available sometime in the future. We don't know how far in the future, but at least, you can run around with your shader on. No one has it.
Yeah. Exclusive.
Exclusive.
That's cool.
So the
like
next
the emblem.
Yeah, the emblem does look cool.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you want to walk us through the next segment?
Sure. I actually haven't read the this week of Bungie, but so yeah, they went over talking about October 16th is when a lot of this stuff is going to change. You're gonna get those things if you've played Forsaken before then. Those should be available to you right there, and then we'll obviously get Festival of the Lost happening then, and then I guess Iron Banner is coming.
Yeah,
the 16th to the 23rd.
Yes.
That's right.
Wow.
A lot is happening at the same time.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So, but here's the cool thing.
Yeah.
They're getting in on the fun.
Right.
They get masks.
Yeah, there's going to be masks. Yeah. Just in time to witness Guardians doing their brand new Shaxx mask. Iron Banner begins Tuesday. Let's see. Going to come with the update 2.0.4. And they're also changing up the bounties as well, because they were talked about how they wanted to reduce some of the intensity so more people would complete them. Each bounty will now offer a powerful reward, so that's good. Before, it was only 2 that offered a powerful reward, and they definitely required some investment to get those done.
I didn't get any. I stopped playing Iron Banner because there was no way IOC was going to get anywhere close to it.
Yeah. Iron Banner is now going to actually be the catch-up event that we kind of knew it to be in D1. Mm-hmm. So this is actually going to be really good for my PC character, because this will bump her right up.
There you go. Yeah.
So this is great. There's how many bounties is that?
Looks
1,
like
2,
6.
3, 4, 6?
Yeah.
So that's 6 extra powerful rewards.
And all of them are going to have power.
That's pretty awesome.
That's good. Like the ones that were intense were the precision final kills. So that got reduced from 100 to 50. So that's good. And then all in a week's work, reduced kills from 250 to 150. But then a lot of the others are pretty easy to do, like generate orbs. Instead of being 100, it's now 50. Match completions, instead of 30, it's now 15. So if you play Iron Banner throughout the week, you'll get some powerful rewards. And also they're bringing back, let's see, I guess it's the sniper again. The sniper and the scout rifle, is that what that is?
Looks like it.
Maybe?
They're good looking.
Yes.
Right?
They are beautiful guns.
Yeah, I like the look of them. Yeah.
The bottom one is the pulse, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so this will be direct purchase, but you can get the other weapons from the packages.
Yeah, these ones are direct purchase for their curated.
Yes, the curated rolls. Guys, I got the curated grenade launcher.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
It's got Genesis. It's also kinetic.
Pray
That
tell.
allows you to run 3 grenade launchers.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
However, why does the curated roll of the grenade launcher have Genesis when it's kinetic?
Oh, that's a good point.
Maybe that's what makes it curated and so
Yeah.
good.
It's
That's
so
what makes it special.
good.
Somebody Somebody picked it for a reason.
I don't get it. Like maybe at the last minute they moved it from being energy to kinetic. They're like, oh, we should make this kinetic instead, and that's why that like curated role stayed.
Maybe it's literally just for PvP.
Yeah,
you're
I would
not
say it's
supposed
a
to take off
PvP.
But Genesis doesn't work in PvP, right?
No,
Yeah, it doesn't work in PvP.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I thought it was just for element.
unless it's bugged and it's supposed to work. But like, I'm pretty sure Genesis does not proc in PvP. So even more of a like feels bad, man, when you get that.
Interesting.
Yeah, apparently it can single shot in PvP, which is interesting. I was trying to get a roll with auto loading holster and it didn't drop for me. Yeah. So,
for
double and triple Valor's coming also. So it looks like from the 16th to the 19th is double Valor. So if you are planning on playing Iron Banner and you need to get your Valor ranks reset for a certain quest, this is going to be a good opportunity for that. And it's going to be triple Valor this coming or next weekend. Not this weekend, but the following weekend from the 19th to the 23rd, which is good. When it's triple Valor, man, you can smoke through those ranks really fast. If you're not a big fan of PvP, this is definitely a good way to get it done. If you need
what I did last season.
Yeah.
And you're still getting a decent amount of Valor even if you're losing.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yep.
Let's see. What else is in TWAB?
You can make some chicken masks.
Yes, you can.
IRL, if you want to. It's free. You can download and print out the free Papercraft chicken template.
That's a whole lot of poultry.
Did you ever do these when they did it the first time?
No.
I did not.
I did it for my son and we printed them out and it was a lot of fun. It's a fun little project and
that's an interesting chicken.
It's kind of creeping me out. It's looking at me like
yeah, it's definitely
it's got a look about it.
It's kind of
beady eyes.
It's masking something, man. Something deep in there.
Yeah. Like maybe he's involved with why Cade never came back.
Oh, the chicken was in on it.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's dark.
I think the chicken.
Talk that way about Colonel.
Chicken was in on it.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
The chicken's got an
trail
emote.
Comes from.
Sure, we pat him.
Yeah, he's friendly.
Maybe
he wouldn't do that.
He didn't feel like being pandered by by Cade any longer. That he's more than just a chicken, and it's time for him to step out of underneath the shadow of this.
Oh,
yeah.
He wanted the spotlight.
He wanted the spotlight, and he's getting now. Every guardian pets him instead of just.
Wow.
Oh, that's smart.
Man, this is spooking me right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out. Festival of the Lost, the chicken did it all.
Yeah.
The chicken did it.
The chicken
did it all.
Colonel's big day out.
I like it.
What else we got here? Let's see. There's more paper masks. Will come from Destiny 2. In-game emblem code for the Circles Entwined emblem as well. So Destiny 2 in-game code included with every purchase. So I guess you can buy these masks from the store?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They send it to you in a pack and then you can fold it up and.
So yeah, if you're interested in getting some of these, you can be Scorn, Lord Shax, or Uljan Sov, and also want to collect
I would love to be
emblem.
the fanatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
It would actually be cool. Yeah.
One of the fun things about this, and just I like to remind people because it doesn't seem to always get out there, but the Bungie store, the profits or all the proceeds go to the Bungie Foundation that does some really great work for charities around the country. So they're not, it's not a for-profit thing.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right.
Let's see.
Petra's run and guitar errors. Did you guys get a chance to read that?
Yeah, they're acknowledging it.
Yeah, yep. That's about it.
They're like, guess what?
Yep.
There's guitar errors
Guess
happening.
what? We know.
No idea what it is, but it's out there.
You should be aware of it.
Huh.
You should be aware that we're aware that you're aware that you might get these.
In case you haven't been hit by the guitar yet, which would be strange. We're aware of it.
Which means you haven't done the raid yet.
Yeah.
Everybody else has.
No, not everybody. There's still people gearing up for it. I'll be doing it for my third run of it. I just finished. Hey, Tefty. I just got my Warlock up to raid ready.
Congratulations, man.
Raid level.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the seed of the got to open up the new super You know,
Oh,
the well,
nice. The well, yeah.
And I haven't finished ranking. I haven't finished ranking up all the aspects of it, but I'm already enjoying the strategic placement of it. So, one of the best trolls that you can do. Well, it's not one of the best.
That's what he meant by strategic placement.
Put your well in the
Of course.
really bad spots just for fun. You know, because your team rallies to it, right? Because they're like, I want the buffs.
I need the buff,
And
man.
you just put them in like really bad spots. It's just
Where would you put one?
behind a wall, so that just or like in the Vex milk, so that they're getting slow.
Oh,
just
interesting, huh?
just on the edge of a cliff, because people kind of move around in it, and then they'll just boop. Yeah,
I would do that.
Interesting.
yeah.
I would fall off.
It's kind of fun.
Yep.
I'm not saying I do that all the time,
But you do it a lot.
but
You do that all the time.
I have been known to do that every once in a while.
So have you not unlocked the ultimate laser beam, the Goku laser beam yet?
I haven't. No, I just started Warlock a couple days ago,
Man, that thing
or like on Monday.
makes you feel like a god.
Yeah.
The hand of God
that's my next
actually
one.
dealing justice through you.
The supers are really fun.
Yeah.
Let's wait until you get the Geomag stabilizers, the boots for that.
Man.
I don't know if I will ever
punk rock
get
boots.
anything. I've
I
gotten
feel your
one
pain.
exotic, 8 D1 year 1 so far, repeats,
No.
and one. I think I honestly, I'm ready to put my name on it. I am getting payback for all of Destiny 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it because
That's
you're
what's
just
happening.
not playing as much now?
No.
Really?
I have never experienced this level of bad RNG. Like, I am really like beside myself. Like, I have never, like, I am not. I've seen one Forsaken exotic, and that was the 6 coyotes from the
Damn.
hunter. That's it.
That's rough, man. Yeah, I'm pretty low right now.
We gotta get rid of that emote then. The Pope RNG emote. We gotta get rid of it.
That's lies
Yeah,
now.
it's gotta go.
Well, maybe it's
Yeah.
just like not so much a lie, but like it's now the opposite of what it was. Like if somebody gets really bad RNG, then you put out that Pope. It's now defined as something different.
Oh, crappy RNG. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's DCP RNG now.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I'm feeling that too, man. Like I'm
Really?
Yeah, I haven't got a single Forsaken exotic armor yet. Not a single one. I've only gotten 2 new
You
exotics.
have one.
Yeah. I'm afraid.
You guys play a lot.
I'm afraid to pull my chaperone because then it'll be in the loot pool. Like I don't
Right?
want to pull it because of
Yeah.
that.
Yep. I haven't
Oh,
done
that's
mine yet
interesting.
either.
Yeah.
Same reason.
That's interesting.
Like I want it, but I don't want it to be
Same, man.
another duplicate drop.
Same, exactly. I'm terrified of it being in the pool.
I got back-to-back Lord of Wolves.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got it. And I was like, oh, I'm excited because I kind of wanted to try this. And the next night I got it again. And I was like,
Ugh.
you've got to be kidding me.
It's rough.
I don't
It
even want to use
hurts.
it anymore.
It hurts.
Yep.
Yeah.
It does hurt.
Well, if you want to, not to change the subject, but to change the subject, the Bungie Bounties are back.
Ah, yes.
So they've been doing
Mhm.
them, and we've got some people on the list that we know and some new ones that we don't. Mylan Games is on Monday, October 15th. He's an Australian. He's going to be playing on PC, streaming on YouTube. And I don't know. I can't tell you what those time zones are. What they designate. I definitely recommend checking out the Bungie
You have to
blog.
Google that time
if you
zone.
Yeah, just it's CESTA. Okay.
Central,
I should know.
It's sass.
something or another.
Europe.
Something.
Central
Australia.
Open Ocean
Oceanic.
stuff. Ocean.
Central European summertime. I got you.
Okay.
Got me.
How about
That's
I got
good.
you.
We figured it
You were
out.
close. You were
coastal
close.
existential summer time? Yeah.
Time.
Taco.
Well,
Tacos.
there's some really
Summer
great,
tacos.
There's some really great opportunities for players around the world to play and hopefully get the Bungie Bounty emblem. We've got it.
We got it.
We got
We
it.
got the Bungie Bounty?
It's awesome. We got it.
That emblem?
We got the emblem.
Yeah, I'd say Watt's got it for us.
Well, Watt's got us the emblem.
Yeah.
And Lucky and Buttwipe are going to be on there, and there's some French, Spanish, Brazilian.
Here's the only problem that I
British.
see with this right now.
What is it?
There is not a single Xbox platform on here.
Yep.
It's
There
PC.
isn't.
It's half PC
No.
and half PlayStation.
Wait a
Yes.
second. What was that you said? What console was that?
PC and PlayStation?
Xbox.
The X.
Xbox.
Xbox.
Oh,
I mean, there's people who play on Xbox. Why can't
Sorry.
they can't get anybody
Yeah.
from Xbox to be on there?
it does not look like it.
It would be nice if they could get one per these info things.
Yeah.
That was an Xbox. I
Well,
know there's
can't
less
they-
people on there, but
Like,
Can't they
they're-
crossplay with PC?
I'm
Too soon.
yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, I could name several people. Yeah, Grenader Jake. I think he only plays on Xbox.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's that. There's that list. If you want somebody that plays on Xbox, make sure to let Bungie know. There's a way of just at DMG. Just let him know on on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's the best way.
If you're on Xbox and you're disappointed that there's no Bungie Bounty for Xbox, let them know your favorite content creators that make content
That's right.
on the Xbox so they're aware of it. Because I think it's just a fact that they didn't scope the landscape enough. So make them aware.
Well, there's
Do it in a nice way. Because if you do it in an angry
Do it in a nice
way,
way.
they're not going to listen. You'll get blocked.
Don't get blocked.
Yeah, don't get blocked.
don't do that.
just
Don't do
not
it.
what you're trying
It's
to
not
do.
worth it.
So there's lots of stuff happening in the Destiny landscape. Some people are still working through their characters, unlocking stuff. Some are into that end game, doing the Petra's run and getting doing the Ascendant challenges. The Dreaming City is.
I finally
Good.
hit 600 on my Titan. That was a couple weeks where I wasn't
Nice
getting my.
job.
I was going to ask you guys.
I've been 600 on my
Nice
other
job.
two characters for a while, for a couple weeks, but like my Titan just wasn't getting the mark, and then finally happened. It's like, yes,
Really?
yeah, it was just the mark.
All those drops, you couldn't get a mark?
Yeah, you know how RNG is. You
Oh,
know,
lucky. Yeah,
all those exotics, he didn't get a single new one. Wow,
that's true.
crazy.
Touche.
Mhm.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah. So I'm actually now to the point where I need to start thinking about builds and fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Fashionable
Mm.
builds.
Fashionable builds.
Yes.
You have the masterwork course for that kind of action?
I still am averaging about 40, 50. I got a bunch I could delete too. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right.
I've been like very cautious about infusing things because I'm like, well,
All right.
I wasn't.
no.
No.
Did you blow
I had
through it?
I had almost 700 stacked up.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a lot.
I was good.
Yeah.
And I was very aggressive because I found shaders and I found armor that I really liked early on.
Nice.
And I found it for each class as well. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to use this. And I got fortunate enough to get good rolls on most of them.
Nice.
And I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep infusing these all the way up. And I get to 600. And I was like, wow, I'm down to like 70. I better relax.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to be completely broke on that stuff.
Yeah.
But I also like, okay, now that you can do a triple grenade launcher build,
Ooh.
I kind of want to make an armor set that's exclusive for grenade launchers. Scavenger, resources, all of it.
Scavenger.
Yeah.
No.
That would be fun.
Maybe even go with like unflinching because why not?
Unflinching grenade launcher.
Why not? I'm sure you can get it, something like that.
You got to get the reloaders.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are
Yeah,
the
the
ones.
real-
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's I don't know if you guys have ever got the enhanced drops yet.
Yep.
The enhanced
Mhm.
reloaders, those are insane.
Yeah, those are really good. Yeah.
Those are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That with a grenade launcher. Yeah.
So if I get an enhanced reload on grenade launcher, that'd be great. Yeah.
Great's a word.
Filthy. I'll do it on my warlock
guys.
because my warlock's filthy.
Okay. Don't soil your other characters' names.
Exactly. Keep them, shotguns and snipers. Yeah.
Well, fortunately for many people out there looking for people to play with, the shader game is not a qualifying factor for finding people to play with. As a matter of fact, there are so many places. There's so many people out there looking for other players to play with. Where do you go to find a good place to find other people to connect with others, maybe join a clan?
Is there an app for that? You think?
You know what? There is actually an app for that.
No way.
There is.
I don't believe it.
This is
It's
crazy.
called GamerLink.
Really?
Right? Their link is in the description below.
Click in the link.
Or in the chat. Click on it, and you will find an LFG that's more than just LFG. It's a place that free where you can set up a clan. There's a clan chat in the app. You don't have to go anywhere else to find it. It's multi-platform, so Xbox, you guys are welcome there, right?
There you go.
You may not be welcome to other places, but you're welcome there.
Always welcome.
There's multi-games. It's not just Destiny. You can find other players that fit your play style, communication style, and create long-lasting connections with people that you play. And maybe you too will one day meet somebody on LFG that challenges Clan Redeem for a speed run in the future.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Search through relevant beacons or create your own with your own specific criteria. You can join clans and recruit other people to your clan. It's important that you understand that it isn't just a simple LFG. They have tools within the app to build more lasting relationships and persistent teams with people that you fit with. So definitely check it out. The link is below. Give it a shot. See if you can find other people to play with. And I know that I've been trying out the app and finding it very helpful and to do nightfalls and do other activities when I need to jump on and find people to play with.
There it is.
I'll speak on that as well. And that's exactly what I did to get started where I am. Right? Like I used LFGs. I found a group of guys that I enjoyed playing with, number one, and that I thought were above average. And we just started playing more. We just kept playing more. And then eventually you just develop this, kind of a bond, a team bond. And then we were like, you know what? Let's start doing some speed runs. Let's start doing some challenges. Let's do some fun stuff. Right. And that's how I met a lot of people I know right now is through things like that. Exactly. So
That's awesome.
You got to put in a little work if you want to get to where you want to be. And that's what I did. That's where a lot of us did. So yeah, that's awesome.
So if you end up playing with somebody in LFG, you like them, you're like, hey, this was fun. Do you add them as a friend?
No. Wait. Yes. No.
Trick question. No, I DDoS them.
I really enjoyed playing with them. They were great. They communicated really well. I DDoS them.
DDoS them, and now we don't talk. Add those people you play with.
Make friends.
Yeah, if you friendships take effort.
Friends. You got to tell people you like them. You like them. Just be like, I like you. Let's be friends.
Yeah.
Sure, it'll be fine.
Do you breathe really heavy into the mic when you do that? Like,
preferably.
Don't be a creeper,
like
but definily say, hey, we should play games
being
again.
Creepy is endearing sometimes, as long as
sometimes, sometimes I blur my camera, just to get that.
No
idea
idea what you're talking about.
No idea.
Yeah, that's how he is in IRL, man. What are you talking about?
But definitely, thank you very much, GamerLink, for sponsoring the podcast this month. You're a great sponsor, and we appreciate the work you're doing for the community to create this place for people to find other like-minded gamers. So thank you very much.
There you go.
All right, on to the Twitter questions.
Yeah, this is going to be a train wreck, by the way.
Absolute train wreck.
Briar's not here.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
It might be the best we've ever had.
Yeah.
It could be. Why pigeonhole us? All right.
Yeah.
This could be the best ever.
You're right.
Ever.
Wait, is Chevy actually going to be doing the questions?
Well, I have a question for you.
No.
Before we get into that.
I thought we were joking, honestly.
By the way. No, we're not. And he's definitely having to do it. You heard my criteria. You're ever, this may be your last time ever on the podcast if you can't rise to this. All right, so
Wow.
we have to discuss where Briar is because he would normally be doing this job, and unfortunately, he hasn't been able to join us this evening.
Right.
No.
I heard that he got an advanced copy of Red Dead and is just blowing us off.
I heard
That would explain it.
I heard that he's milking his cows. He's got cows.
Really?
They're named Bessie.
In Red Dead?
There's
Maybe that's what he meant.
Bessie 1, 2, and 3.
Milking them in Red Dead.
I hear there's a time frame that you got to milk them, so he's milking them.
He's farming Red Dead cow milking already.
Or it's possible he's
farm.
he's admiring the nut physics on the horses.
Okay. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Apparently they put in nut physics into the game for more realistic horse bulls.
That sounds like something Briar would do.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Briar's admiring.
Okay. As a person who grew up on a farm, the process of neutering a horse is
Oh my god.
is excruciating. Do you know they do not use anesthetic for that?
Sounds
What?
cruel.
That sounds
Mhm.
like an issue that
And
an
there is
organization
actually
would have a
There is
problem
actually a nutcracker that goes along with it.
with. What?
Oh.
We'll discuss it later. Okay.
This is just abuse.
Yikes.
I feel like this might be something that they just don't do anymore, and you think they still do. Pope,
Who knows? I was 11 last time I saw it, so
did like somebody tell you this is what they do?
I'm just saying. I'm passing an honest fact.
All right, how about them questions, man? What do we got?
Yeah. All right, Chevy, give us our first question.
First question. All right. Well, you brought this up earlier, Pope. You are now raid ready. How is 546 power raid ready? And why do you think that it is raid ready?
Yeah, man.
Okay, the first question's for me.
Yeah.
Traditionally, Chevy, the first question would be for the guests.
No, this is great. This is great.
No.
Let's have it.
Okay, you
Let
get it.
Chevy do what he
Yeah.
wants.
Traditionally,
All right.
Briar does this, so we can mix it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly.
Make a new tradition.
Yeah.
You might actually have a new spot on the podcast. Briar, peace out, buddy.
All right, sorry, buddy.
All right. So, how do I think it's raid ready? Well, I am playing with some absolute just slayers. Like the WTF Game Nation guys are really, really good at really competent raiders, and they play with me every week, and they help me access this content that I would not be able to do really. So that's the light level that if I get to, that I know that I would be able to support them and get at least after the first encounter to 50. And then by the end, I'll probably be 55. It's that boost that I'll need to get my character higher. So that's the goal they set for me.
Do you think that you're going to actually be doing some damage?
No, that's why I am the support guy. I will be from my understanding, that well it doesn't matter if you are 545 or you're 600. The well is the same effect, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I am the support guy. I am literally the guy carrying
The relic banner.
I am the guy just simply there to put down
The rally banner guy.
well. I am the guy.
I mean, at least it's higher than what Briar was when he went in.
Yeah, he's pretty low. Poor Briar. That's why he's milking Bessie right now.
Well, I went in at that light level. I think I went in at actually 555 with my hunter and felt like it was pretty tough. So I'm pretty excited to go in this low, and I don't think it's raid ready. I think I was just more buff, giving an acknowledgement to my raid team that they're a bunch of studs.
Pope, do you think you can go on an LFG app at 540 something? Get into a raid? What do you think?
Sure.
I think so.
I absolutely think so. I think
it
you
wouldn't be
shouldn't.
very easy, but I think you could.
You might.
I think you might.
You might find some people wanting to carry you.
Or you find other like-minded players who are also willing to grow and learn, and maybe you don't get past the first encounter that time.
Yeah.
That you're like, hey, you're hella cool. Let's meet up again, and we'll find somebody else, and we'll try it again, and maybe a month down the road, you guys are, meeting up for drinks at a bar somewhere. So
there you go.
It's fine. It's a cool way to get through adversity. You make friendships.
There's a decent amount of people that, if they're really low level, they will just LFG the first couple encounters to get that loot to bump them up for the next week.
Yeah.
So you don't only have to LFG to fully complete the raid. If you physically can't because of, handicaps of any nature, right? That's okay. At least get a couple of them done, get familiar with it, and bump it up for the next week. So, yeah.
Exactly.
That'll work too.
Next question.
Next question. This one I think is a pretty good question. It's very simple. Is the Riven cheese a cheese?
Ooh.
Are you familiar
Yes.
with it?
And can I expand on that?
No.
Is it?
Yes.
No, I want to expand on what kind of cheese it is.
Okay.
If it is a cheese, what kind of cheese? Are we talking like Gouda, like blue cheese stinkiness? Or are we talking like, American cheddar, bland
It's not
American?
that stinky.
I think it's
So.
pepper jack because it's a pretty spicy strat.
It's pretty spicy. Definitely.
I like it. All right. I think it's pepper jack.
Oh, pepper.
Yeah,
jack,
I
huh?
guess it kind of depends on if you qualify what qualifies as a cheese specifically. Like, is it an exploit? No, because you're technically using the game's mechanics in its sandbox.
Sure.
It's just, it is bypassing mechanics in the game.
The joining mechanic.
The joining mechanic, yeah. You're bypassing mechanics in the fight, which then render some formaggio into it. I think it's really fun to see that health bar drop that fast.
Yep.
Do I want to do that every week? I don't think it's as fun, personally, if you know how to do the encounter.
Agreed.
I would say I'm definitely split on it. I would say as soon as you use the joining ally spot, it's a cheese. Because I don't think that you should be able to use the joining allies when you're with all of your allies.
Right.
And then it just puts you up top. I don't think that should be a thing.
Yeah.
But I also don't think it's a cheese in the sense that, like you said, you're basically exploiting all of the mechanics for what they are and optimizing that one damage phase as best as you can. You're putting down a well, you're putting down, you're putting up a banner shield, melting point, empowering all of this, and you're dumping rockets. You're just doing everything in one phase, and if you don't get it, you wipe. So,
and you need to be coordinated.
Yeah, for sure.
Do.
Takes all 6 people.
That's a big problem I hear about on the LFG is have to be 580 plus, and you have to know the Riven cheese with rocket strat. Okay, but it's not just that, and it's kind of sad because that's a lot of people will only do it that way because that's the only way they know how to do it.
Yeah,
and I do in a sense think it's a cheese as well because you're not doing any of the mechanics.
Yeah,
that's all you're doing is waiting and then shooting, right? So you're bypassing every single mechanic. So in that sense, I could understand. Yeah, you can argue that to be a cheese, but I mean, you kill her.
Yeah,
whatever. Get her done.
So it's a cheese. It's a stinky cheese that you can eat and not die. It's not a exploit in the sense of like it's a fermented, moldy like food gone bad cheese, right? That's no. I think that it's just you got to plug your nose to eat. If you're gonna use it, that's fine. Just plug your nose, swallow it quickly, and you're good, right? You're done with the raid and you get your rewards. But I think there is some essence like to savor the experience. But if you can't savor it and you can't enjoy the mechanic and that's not your thing, and you want to hurry back, get your rewards, and hurry back to PvP, then more power to you. More power.
But if you haven't popped the pimples, you need to because that is very
fun. You really should do yourself a favor and at least do it once. The mechanics one.
Before you consistently do the cheese, just learn the fight.
Yeah,
because it's a really fun fight.
Yep,
it's a really fun fight. It's so much fun.
Yep.
I remember doing that on day one. I was getting frustrated because there's so much different stuff and like stuff that we were never used to, and it was so much fun though. Like I remember going in the next day and finally getting the clear, and it was like, wow, this is a great fight. I think it's one of my favorite fights. So
That's really good.
Oh, that's a good example. Doing the single phase like damage cheese for the fight is
Right.
like taking a shot of really fine whiskey or tequila. You know, something that's really high end. Like,
Ooh.
you know, it's meant to savor, but if you just want to get hammered that night and that's all the liquor you got in the cabinet and you're slamming back a $300 bottle of whiskey, more power to you. You do what you do. But is it meant to be savored and, you know, sipped? Yes. But is there any rules against that? Nah, throw it back, get wasted. Do you?
Unless it's Johnny Walker Blue. You savor that.
Coke Logic actually got a question into the... Breyer had to not be here. Coke Logic to get a question in on the... Oh, God. You know what? You know how on Twitter there's some people that are permanently below that, like that when you go to read your responses on a thing, it's below that thing. Do you want to hear you read the controversial, the ones that are kind of pinched off from the rest?
Right.
Coke Logic's
Pinched
questions
off.
are always pinched off. He must be super toxic in other communities, but he's not like at all with me. So
I got you, Coke.
yeah, you got it. You got one
All
in,
right.
man. Good
Next
job.
question. Right?
Got you, man. Next one. I kind of like this one. If you could live one day in the life of any historic personality, who would you choose?
Live as them.
Live
Live in the day.
one day in the
One
life
day.
of
One
any
day.
historic personality.
So the day's events are already set in stone because it's historic, and you would live their life, their experiences, right? Okay.
Ooh,
Who?
I don't know.
Man, I don't know. Historic personality, someone that's a life-changing event that's happened in the world that's already, you're going to relive it.
Jesus.
Albert Einstein.
No, wait. What do you mean by like?
Oh, you actually mean Jesus?
Like
Yes.
Oh, I
Hopefully
thought that
not
was
that
like
one
a,
day,
that's
right?
a tough one.
which day are we talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Just regular old day.
Just a day
being a
as him,
carpenter.
Standard.
not a specific.
Walking around in my
skies.
sandals. Yeah. just
Sandaling
having a
up.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
And
want
I'll
some
come
wine?
back and
I
be
got
like,
you.
be
Just
like,
like
yeah. So this is
curing-
what Jesus was
just-
thinking.
curing people. Just be like,
Yeah. It's been said in chat. I definitely thought about it before. I saw chat though. Neil Armstrong, the day that he walked on the moon. That'd be awesome.
Ooh.
okay.
I would.
That's got to
So
be.
then you can tell people it was real
Yeah, exactly.
and not fake.
Be like, the set was crazy. It was on like the ABC plot. It was in
You have
Hollywood.
no idea.
Wow.
Jesus on
All right.
Tuesday. Yeah.
I don't have one yet. I really don't.
All right.
So
Oh,
what do
mine
you got?
is Albert Einstein.
Okay.
I would love to just like have a fraction of an idea of what happens in his head and
Okay.
what he
That's
went
a
through
good one.
on a day-to-day basis, because he is a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
I
Like,
would
what does
love
he
to
think?
experience
Like,
that.
how does
Yeah,
his
what does he
brain
think?
work? Just on a Tuesday.
He used to
On a
he used to work
Tuesday.
at the patent office. So he'd like look at things and be like, "Oh yeah, that hasn't been made yet. Wow." Like it's one of his jobs.
For me, I would love to be. I was a historian, and I would love to be at a very famous event in history. One that jumps to mind. There's many that are there for me, but one that jumps to mind is Abraham Lincoln, Gettysburg Address. That would be dope. That'd be dope to be there. Like, I don't know,
A good one.
to hear that, and you know, just not the time that he's sitting in the theater. That I don't want to relive
Little
that.
leisure time.
That let's just go with a high point there.
I like it.
I like it.
All right, next question. How would you solve Bungie's struggle between armor function and fashion? For all they got right in Forsaken, it's a shame that only 2 armor sets plus exotics can roll with enhanced perks.
He asks harder questions than Brian.
This is a harder question right here.
Brian just asked us about beer and like
Some-
Yeah,
you know,
and butts.
bags of
sometimes
dicks and
Breyer has
stuff.
like
Bags.
an answer ready, for a question in case
Yeah.
it's, he's like, I already thought about my answer. Do you?
Yes, he does.
Do you might have an answer?
He cheats.
Ready for this?
He
Chevy?
cheats. He cheats
I gotta
at
reread
Twitter
it.
questions.
How would you solve Bungie's struggle between armor function and fashion? Then it's talking about the perks. Well, I like how there's minimal amounts of armors that have those perks
Okay.
because you have to grind for it. And I like the grind. I like just continuously doing something to try and get that end game achievement, that enhanced perk. With that being said, I feel like they should expand a little bit on it. Because I only recently, about, let's say maybe a week ago, actually experienced the enhanced kinetic weapon loader. And it's basically outlaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Midnight
It's
Coupe, that's still my baby. That's still the gun that I go to. I just love the way it feels. It's just so good. And even if you don't proc outlaw, you can still reload just as fast.
Really?
If you proc outlaw, it's insanely fast. So I like how rewarding it is when you do get that. But I feel like they need to either add another variant somewhere, maybe an enhanced ammo drop. I don't think I've seen anything like that.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of nice, right? Because I still have issues finding heavy and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
so
But I definitely want to see us continue to have more variants be specific to encounters and their locations. So we keep talking about the perks for, and this is kind of my argument. I understand people want transmog and I get it, but I really want to see us have armor be reminiscent and of the location.
right.
And also have perks that benefit you. So you have a reason to switch to that armor that for, that benefits you being on IO or, the whatever location.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we want to see those kind of perks happening. Those kind of benefits.
I'm wondering if this is specifically targeting Riven's Curse and the Reverie Dawn set. Because you can only use Riven's Curse on Reverie Dawn.
That's true.
And if you don't like that armor set, whether it be look or doesn't shade well or whatever it is,
Okay.
you feel forced to use it. I can understand that. But just like Pope said, that's something that's specific and unique to the Dreaming City. So I can respect it.
Yeah, there's a balance there. And I see I'd like to see, and I'm of the opinion that I'd like to see more armor sets reflective of that kind of decision making.
Sure.
Yeah.
What if they just only make good looking armor?
Okay.
I think that's the fix. That way, you can always have the good perks and look good because the armor just looks
just brilliant.
Yeah, I'm feeling this. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know
All right.
why
That's
didn't
the
they
winning
think about
answer. I
that?
like it.
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean,
Easy.
Yep.
Next question. Easy. Besides the Fallen becoming our allies, what other enemy race would you like to see become our allies?
The Fallen are the coolest, though.
Yeah.
They're really
What
cool.
if we?
I just want the Mindbender to be my buddy. Just him. No one else.
Why?
Because he's awesome.
Okay. Like
Mind
what would you guys do? Like, I mean, you just hang?
I can go check out his Ascendant Realm place, little throne
Sure.
world.
Yeah.
I could go visit his wife. She's very nice.
Nice.
Okay.
I could go pick up their worms. They have like little worms that you pick up.
They got worms?
They're pretty cute. Yeah, they got wiggly cute
They
worms.
got worms.
They're adorable.
We use them to blow up stuff, but
They're very cute.
Huh. Speaking of worms,
I mean, you hold them like a plushie. You're like a
You
big
do.
pillow. You're like,
yeah,
You do. You hold them
you're
like
like squiggling, and you're like,
sounds pretty awesome. How about let's just
It is.
befriend worm gods? Have them,
oh,
just all the worm gods.
like Dune. You can actually ride the worm.
lasso up, man. Yeah,
There you go.
God. Let's do a crossover. Dune meets Destiny.
playable worm
We
god
ride
class. Worm
Done.
god
I
armor.
don't know if I want to be a worm. I would like the armor though. I'll take the armor.
A little
No,
scaly,
your guardian climbs up on top of the worm and you ride it.
like a
No, I'm gonna kill him and take
like
his
a
armor.
giant chocobo.
You want to wear the worm's ass? Does the
I
worm
do.
have an ass?
I want more
Got a
of
tail.
that. I want to wear more asses as hats.
More asses, more
We
hats.
don't.
You
we
saw
need more
the
ass.
sniper baron, right? He was wearing a war dog, war beast armor.
Mhm.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
This is a very good point, Watts. We are not getting enough ass in Destiny 2 Forsaken.
So
Exactly.
yeah, Black Armory full of ass.
We want
Yes.
lots of ass
Ideally.
in Black Armory, like copious amounts, like big ass.
Down.
An intoxicating amount
I'm
of ass.
for this. I'm for
This is
this.
a grotesque amount, like
All right, great.
like so much ass that you don't know what to
Befriend
do
the
with.
ass.
Befriend.
Yes, we will befriend the ass.
Mhm.
We did not answer that question. Well,
No, but let's move on.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
This one I would kind of like to hear as well. You have to get creative for this one.
Okay.
So put
That
your
last one wasn't
tinfoils
creative?
on. Tinfoil caps.
No,
No,
I thought we got. I think we did really good job there.
but you
Tevye.
answered well.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
If you were to add your own raid boss to the Destiny game, describe who it will be and how the mechanics of
Oh
that raid
God.
is gonna be.
These are the ones that Briar skips.
I'll answer
See, he
you
just
in
skips these.
1 month.
Yeah.
Give me 1 month.
30
to come
minutes
up with
for
a
each
plan.
podcast member.
Yeah. I don't know,
No,
man.
you know what?
Chevy,
I got it. All right. Well, I'm gonna
me a strike.
No,
Give it-
I got it. I
give
got
it
it.
to
We got it's a giant ass. All right. So
Okay.
Perfect.
first
Perfect.
off, 2 cheeks. You know, you got a DPS one cheek, DPS the next cheek. All right.
Right.
And then
Does the cheek fall off if you DPS
it deflates.
one of them?
You know, it's like
Okay, so it's like fake butt.
yeah,
and it deflates.
exactly.
And wait.
You're
Is
solving.
the,
Okay.
is the Gambit butthole then what's left?
I was getting to that. The final
Okay.
stand. It's a blowout. All right. The final stand.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
You have to prestige also. You actually there's a second phase that you have to,
Sure.
you know, you have to
Does it just get really windy?
you got to go in.
You have
all
to
right?
fight in the
Yeah.
wind
Is it? Do you have to actually
during one of the
go
damage
into the
phases.
ascendant realm once you've beaten it? There's
Drink some space juice and go to the center
You
realm.
got to go into the butthole and drink some juice and go into the
Oh.
ascendant realm.
I'm gonna go with yeah. Pretty sure that was planned
Okay.
for. Yep.
Mhm.
And also
Yeah.
this brings up a perfect time to ask, when the hell is that butt tattoo happening, man?
Ooh.
Ooh,
That's true.
nice subject change. So unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
Holtzman isn't here to defend himself. I mean,
his internet cut out, so you have to bear the burden
Right.
of this question.
Well, Ash float some designs by us, and I gotta say they need some work. Like the design concepts are interesting. I'll tell you a couple of them.
Okay.
There was one idea was 2 hands that form a heart, and each hand has a reminiscent of one's holding a hunter's knife, and the other one's holding like an engram. And there is no way in God's green earth I am putting a hand holding a knife on my ass. So,
why
although
not?
the thought of Holtzman having to have a hand holding an engram on his is tempting.
It sounds like these would have to be some pretty big tattoos with that much detail.
So we're looking at a couple different things. It's really interesting because actually we're offering the final design will be a exclusive Patreon member or
Is this
if
like
you're
a photo shoot?
Yeah.
if you're sponsoring the
Patreon photo
podcast through
shoot?
Twitch or on Patreon, you're going to get access to a link that will
You're
let
gonna
you
get ass
purchase a
access.
You're going to get a exclusive link to this design, and
I just
I'm
hope
really
there's a
excited
decent
about
amount of
this.
ass in that design.
there's got to be.
Yeah.
I'm thinking GTA.
Holt shut down my idea of the ass with that, a donkey looking at you, doing this thing with something on the ass, like a a peach.
Assception.
Yeah, assception. It's like it's on your ass. It's an ass with a peach tattoo on its ass of actual ass cheeks. And he shot that down. I was like,
It's a great idea.
I would have
think it's
voted
pretty
for
good.
it, Tefty. I don't know what
Thanks,
his
man.
problem is. Yeah.
good looking out.
Yeah.
Oh well.
He's missing out, dude. He's missing
Well,
out.
we'll get to something. We're getting real close to that ass. Tattoo. Getting really close to it.
Getting close to that ass.
I'm hoping Pat can get the mullet haircut while getting the tattoo.
Oh, he's gonna like
That's what I'm
dress up for it.
hoping
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
All right.
Next question.
All right. Would you rather see a Destiny 3 or let Bungie continue expanding on Destiny 2?
I have very specific thoughts about this. I think it would be best if they just went with the franchise. Or I mean, went with what they've got with Destiny and keep on building. I think the game would have been better if they just kept building on D1 and then ported it over to the PC and all that. So I prefer that, but I know that they've got a contract to release more copies and all that. So a nice compromise would be at least 3 or 4 years of D2 before we finally get a D3. I don't want to see another D3 happen that's like the launch of D2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think for me, if they're going to do D3, it would be because they are severely changing the engine that they're using and all that stuff. If they were to do that and have a way better engine that they can update more frequently and that they could give us 60 FPS on console and all that stuff.
Cross-play,
then
cross-save.
Go for it. Yeah. But
Right.
if it's just going to be the same exact thing, I would prefer that it just grows with what we have because we're adding so many good things to it. So I would prefer that we just keep going.
Yeah.
I feel like my decision, my opinion is fear-based. And I don't want to risk going from the D1 to 2 that we experienced.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
That
don't want
dramatic of a shift. I know that we're beyond that, hopefully now, like that we're in a different place. So I want to continue to explore the story of D2 and build upon it. So my answer is build upon the story.
Yeah.
I would say a couple more years of D2, 4 solid years, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to see Destiny 3 come out and take place prior to Destiny 1.
Wow.
Going back in
That'd be
time.
interesting.
And that's where we learn about a lot of the people we don't know about and we've heard about, but we don't know anything. And that's where we learn like the origin. So Destiny 3, the origin. Or
We
something
actually
like that.
go back and play as the Iron Lords.
Exactly.
You could be
That'd be really
Shax.
cool.
We
Ooh,
be Shax.
We could keep our helmet
Keep your
on.
helmet on.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Mm,
I like it.
all right, let's see here.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, what has been the biggest discovery in Destiny in both D1 and D2? Can be gear, a gun, lore, or anything you can think of that was big enough.
I think it
Biggest
has
discovery.
to be Wrath of the Machine. Finding a certain pulse rifle.
Okay.
That was insane because we had done the raid so much, right? And there was this thing in this room and we looked around and we're like, there's totally something in here. And it took a really long time for people to actually be able to open it up and start the quest.
Yeah. That was definitely really cool.
Outbreak Prime was that was just like it was crazy because we'd walked past that thing. We had all raided and gone past that thing so many times.
Spent hours in there.
It was insane.
There had to be something in there. Yeah.
That was good stuff. That's a good one for
yeah.
sure. I think for me, like the whole Riven and Ahamkara story with the Dreaming City has been like on another level for me.
Yeah.
With like the way the game
would
has
be mine.
expanded and evolved.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you, Tefty. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Same.
Yep. Unfortunately, I have not experienced Outbreak Prime or Destiny 1 and all of its greatness. So I can only answer for Destiny 2. And I definitely think that all of that was quite amazing. And I'm excited for what is to come because of all of this.
Yeah.
Like the future as well. So I don't think we have a biggest discovery yet. We will do that soon.
Bigger discovery.
Mm.
Bigger discovery.
Who are the
Bigger
nine?
explosions. Michael Bay is actually going to be directing the next Destiny expansion, and there's going to be nothing but gigantic, huge explosions everywhere.
And we have the ass boss that we DPS.
Yep.
Always.
Yes.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
and I'll read the person who
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that one there was by It's Axe. AX.
It's ass.
It's Axe. No.
No.
That was a good one. I like that question. This one I actually this is a fun question, I think. It's by Nobleman's Rose. And the question is, what was one of the most surprising one-phase kills that Redeem has ever gotten on a raid boss? To specify, I mean a kill where you honestly thought using a specific weapon wouldn't work. So what is the best meme kill is how I translate that we have seen with a one-phase kill.
I think the one that always the one that always kind of shocks me is when people did Crota dirty and killed him melee style.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
When people started memeing him and just started like doing nothing but like melees only Crota.
Sure.
And just how like humiliated he was. Here was this hive worm god just been beaten. Just anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. That was mine. Oh, but this was only for you.
I think it was for Chevy.
I would like to know you guys as well, though. 'Cause you guys have all that D1 experience. I would say recently, again, D2 only, would be Edge Transit on Riven.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So instead
Edge
of cluster
Transit,
rockets, the meme
It's
weapon, Edge Transit, one-phased Riven.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or good old Rat King.
Yeah.
I would say both
I think I
of
was
those.
more surprised by Rat King than Edge Transit because grenade launchers just in general do a lot
Yeah.
of damage.
Mhm.
So I wasn't super surprised that like, oh yeah, Edge Transit actually does damage. Who would have guessed?
Right.
I think Rat King was pretty. That one was fun to watch.
Yeah, that's
I love
pretty
all
awesome.
the Rat King ones. Those are all pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I
Rat
think-
King's great.
To mix it up a bit, seeing Callus get just melted by Icalo shotgun when the rift was enhanced with the Lunafactions, it was pretty nuts.
That was great.
Yeah.
That's
I think
cool.
one of my personal favorite one phase, one plate, whatever kills is we were able to 2-man one plate Callus.
Nice.
So one plate Callus with 2 people.
Wow.
That was pretty
Wow.
exciting. That was a lot of
Wow.
fun. That was right after Whisper came out, and we got the Catalyst. There was teams that were going for it for hours and hours, and myself and my teammate had plenty of practice. We were just waiting for the Catalyst to finish, and we went in there and did it within the first hour.
Nice.
And
Wow.
that was pretty fun. I enjoyed that.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Doughboy 2448 says Fireball or Jackfire.
Neither.
Really?
I'm not a big drinker. I'll have a beer. I'll maybe have an old fashioned at a bar, but maybe a gin and tonic. But those I want to get wasted, and I want to be. I don't want to actually taste the alcohol I'm drinking. I don't want it to taste like alcohol, but like a candy. Just not my thing.
The juicier the better. Whatever is more fruity and less alcohol-y. That's the one.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm more of a purist when it comes to alcohol. Like I just want it on the rocks and sip it.
Yeah.
That being said, I haven't really I can't recall having one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I had a Fireball is like a Fireball whiskey, and it tastes like those not Red Hots, but the any atomic fireballs, right? Like it's really sweet. And
Those are delicious.
yeah, so it's great.
It's like hot and sugary, right?
Yeah.
Hot and spicy.
Hot and spicy.
I say Fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fireball.
I like Fireball.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't mind it.
Yeah.
Okay. This one I'm actually interested to hear your guys' answer on, and I'll put my answer out there as well. But what are your thoughts on account recoveries?
Mm.
And in case you don't know what that is, that's basically where people will pay other people to do certain activities on their account. So they will pay X amount of dollars to complete the raid or to complete this quest line, things of that nature.
Does it count if they're doing it for free as an account recovery?
Specifically paying for it.
Okay, specifically paying.
So recovering somebody's account to help them with something versus being paid to recover their account to do said activity. Because this is, I know this is very big.
I'm gonna wade into this because I know that
go for it, Pope.
This is like a third rail for streamers to talk about. So I'm gonna just go ahead and touch it. I'm gonna actually lick the rail. I'm gonna stick my mouth on it and suck on the rail.
Okay.
I think it's dumb. I think it's lame. Okay. I think it sucks. I think that it ruins the feel of the community and the whole idea behind persevering and getting clans together and people together and trying something out and meeting people. It makes people slaves to these vultures who charge money for shit that they should be doing on their own. And I understand when people don't have time and whatever. I get that, but it's not you doing it, man. And it cheapens it to the point. It's how I feel about the game. It cheapens the game, and I don't know. It's not the economy. It just doesn't feel like it should
affects
be
the game.
Something that you're proud of.
Yeah,
it definitely affects the game. So
it does affect the game.
So I definitely feel similar about this because it's against TOS, just straight up.
It is.
It is. It's actually not allowed in TOS, so you can't have your account banned for it. So there's that. The second thing, when it comes to competitive things, there's people who do this and then be like, I don't know why people complain. I mean, got to get good or some crap like that. It's like, well, do you think it's okay if some pro baseball player comes down and is swapped in for your kid's little league to play some baseball?
That's exactly
no, it's not okay. It completely throws the experience off. And if you're in a matchmaking that is based on trying to rank people so they can have competitive games, and then suddenly you come in on an account where, let's say you're a 4.0 or a 5.0 KD, and you're playing with your buddies, and that account had like a 0.5 KD, and is suddenly just slaying, it messes with the ranking system. So it's like you're breaking the ranking system, and that's why it's frowned upon first, and it's against the TOS, and also dumb. Okay. So I'm sorry,
it's just dumb.
It's dumb.
I don't agree.
If you pay $400-$500 for a gun in a game that you're probably not even going to end up using just to want to have it, I'm sorry, that's dumb.
And you know what? It also promotes. So in trials and in competitive, it also promotes the kind of people. If somebody's doing it for money and they want to do it quickly, they don't have the time. They want to turn around and get you the gun and take their money. They're more apt to DDoS people and do it illicitly.
It's the worst.
I have seen some paid DDoS carries advertised.
Well, it reminds me of this craps from Call of Duty. Watts. Remember, in Call of Duty, you could get people to DDoS other people by just it's old stuff. It's been around. It's toxic in the community. It's just, I don't know. I just wish that it wasn't around, and I feel differently about carries. I definitely feel different about that. If you are
if
somebody
you're
who's
participating
playing with other people,
it's different. You're actually part of the squad. You're doing things together to achieve this. When you literally give somebody else your account info and they're on your account, and especially in the comp playlist, then it's literally changing the matchmaking. It breaks it. Doesn't make sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was by Sasori Kishi, by the way.
Thank you.
How do you feel about it, Chevy?
Yeah, you dodged
I
that.
can definitely see your guys' perspective. Like me personally, it doesn't affect me, right? Because what I do, like I mostly do PvE, and anything that I do and I achieve is on my own with people that I play with, so it doesn't directly impact me. The biggest devil's advocate I have for it is you don't have time to physically put that much time to do all of these milestones and to get raid ready to be able to play the game with the rest of your friends. That's the big devil's advocate that I have for it. But still at the same time, like you said, it's against terms of service and it takes away from your experience of the game. So I'm indifferent is what I would say. Try to play the game. If you can't, I get it, because it's a lot of grinding to get to where you need to be. And by the time the next DLC is out, you might not even be raid ready. So I guess I'm indifferent personally.
Yeah,
I would never do it. I don't think I don't have a reason to do it. That's why. But
I don't like how it affects the matchmaking, like you guys were saying. When you get to a certain point, it's like, oh, everyone here is an account recovery. We're not playing anyone who's around, say, the 3,000 level. You're playing everyone who has already reached 5,500.
Yeah.
So you're just going up against full teams of 5,500 players when you're like in 3,000 or whatever.
So I guess let me add on the question then. What if it's PvE recoveries versus PvP? Because I can definitely understand PvP. People that do recoveries, they're pretty sweaty. But what if it's just
they're pretty good
raid
at the game.
strikes?
So PvE recoveries just makes me sad.
Okay.
It just like
they're not experiencing the content.
Right.
It goes back to my philosophy on playing like in raid cheeses and what's acceptable. I like playing things straight up and enjoying the encounters because games are supposed to be fun. Video games are supposed to be fun, and it's like playing Dungeons and Dragons or AD&D, and you're that guy who's always given the dungeon master just like these ridiculous statements of like, well, I pull out my AK-47 and shoot everybody. Well, you don't have an AK-40. I'm going off on a tangent here, but the reality is that you're not playing the game the way it's designed, and you're having somebody else play for you. It just ruins the spirit of the game. And maybe I'm a purist and I'm an old man, but I'd like to see people trying it and playing within the rules and enjoying what they put out there.
I think when it comes to PvE, it's definitely a lot less of a. It's a lot like what it does to the community and matchmaking. I think is more of a problem with the way the game is played out. When the fact that there's rewards with it for really good players to help people and all that. So I think it's more affected right there. In the PvE side, I do get it. If like you don't have time, and you need people to raid, or not raid, but like you need people to help you level up or something like that. There's a lot of gray area right there. I think though, if you're paying people to raid for you to get rewards, then it's like, why even invest time into Destiny?
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more
makes sense.
More my own personal perspective. And I get it. Life's full of a bunch of time consuming things, but like why even try to get that loot if you can't even play the game?
What if it's from the perspective that you don't enjoy that aspect of the game?
That's interesting.
Yeah. What if it's, I don't like PvE. I only play PvP, but I want that shattering bone pulse rifle kinetic.
Then you shouldn't get the gear.
Okay.
I would agree. Yeah.
Like, I'm just
If
like,
you want it, you gotta play for it. I would
if
agree. I don't like
you-
PvP, but I play it.
Yeah, it's like if you don't want to do an activity to get a reward, then you just shouldn't
I guess
get
you
it.
don't get it.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
If you go find a group to help you
Perfect.
through and go play it if you
I like
really
it.
want it that bad.
I'd feel really dirty doing devil's advocate on this one, so I'm just gonna let that one.
No, we're good. We're good.
I'm a hard pass on that one.
Yep, we're good.
Good answer. All right. Next one from Barracks 101. What is your grind when you load into Destiny? What are the first mission, quests, or activities you do as a single player? So reset week, Tuesdays. Log on, just hit reset. What do you do?
I do anything that gets me a powerful reward in one activity. So I do all the like play one game of Crucible, one game of Gambit, one strike. I hit up all those first, and usually that's all my time. So I only have really time to do the daily rewards.
Sure.
That's my.
I think I usually just go in for like the powerful engram stuff. I'm hoping to get like an exotic out of it. So whether it's
Yeah.
strikes or a flashpoint initially, or if I go do the Dreaming City stuff, or I haven't, honestly, for whatever reason, I haven't been interested in playing PvP in the past few weeks. Normally I'd hop in, get that stuff, but lately, I don't know. It hasn't really been of interest to me at the moment.
Do you have the Ace of Spades?
I do, yeah.
Because that interests me. that weapon alone makes me somewhat want to play Crucible, and I don't like PvP. I'm not a Crucible guy.
Do you not have Ace of Spades?
I do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is why I occasionally will dabble in Crucible.
Right. It is fun in the Crucible, for sure.
Yes, there's certain weapons that I enjoy using, and Ace of Spades is the exact weapon that I enjoy using, and I just like two-tapping somebody.
Yeah, that's nice.
So satisfying.
Two tapping is very fun.
Yep.
Yes.
I wish I viscerally like dislike how Gambit plays right now. So even though I love the game mode, I have so little time to play that I don't like getting tilted, and the sleeper thing is just beyond me. I hate it. So
yeah,
I stay away from Gambit, even though if it was changed and it was different, I would be in there a lot. I really enjoy playing it, but I can't, so I don't.
It's actually a coming up question was about Gambit, so we can parking lot that for now. I like the Gambit topic. There's a lot to be talked about on that. I think there's a lot of potential, so we'll get there. I'll answer from my perspective, I guess. Now that I'm 600, I don't really dabble into any activities. I just do whatever. I just click and go.
Yeah.
Usually I'm helping people, whether it be friends or maybe clanmates or just whomever. They need stuff done, I help them, right? If nobody needs anything done, I'm probably looking into just doing raids, really, at this point. The milestones will get done. So I guess from my perspective, I'm 600 in all 3 characters. I don't really focus on completing those anymore. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
But as a single player, can't really do raids, obviously. So it's a little more difficult. I would say get the dailies done.
Do you wish the dungeon was available
Dailies
each week?
and weeklies.
First off, I'm glad you brought that up because that is also coming next week.
Right.
So this is week 2.
Oh my
That
God,
would be
that's
week
gonna be
3.
so
So
much
next week is
stuff.
going to be nuts.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeez. Wow.
Dungeon's insane. I love that. We need more of
Same.
that.
I love it.
Can
I
somebody
agree.
explain, like, if you're not able to access that in-game content, explain what you guys are talking about? Tefty.
Me? Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a raid for 3 people with difficult content that is just really well thought out and expansive. I mean, it's literally bigger than the Crota raid as a 3-person activity. It's amazing. And you get there's checkpoints and individual drops for like I think three areas for it.
3.
It's where you get the Wish Ender as well. It's also got triumphs associated with it for soloing it and also doing it flawless. Or
how do you get to be ready for it? Where do you need to get to?
It's definitely in-game activity. I mean, technically, it's post-raid content because it starts at 580 and ends at 590. So if you have leveled up enough, let's say you're a solo player and you don't want to raid because it's just your prerogative. This is honestly the type of activity for people who want like a challenging experience, but don't want to have to be a part of a raid. And it's awesome. It's really cool. It's very spooky too.
And for the people that don't really know why it's every 3 weeks, because I can understand it, right? Bife did an amazing video on this. It's a 3-week rotation because once the raid was beaten, it released the curse. And each week over a course of 3 weeks, the curse progressively gets worse, right? And we're currently on week 2. And week 3 is when we get the Shattering Throne quest. That's the name of it. Everybody nicknamed it the dungeon. That is when the curse is at its worst, right? And like Tefty was saying, it's basically a 3-man raid. It's amazing. It's so much fun.
It's really
and
good.
what I personally like about it, and a lot of people are liking about this, is it's not so difficult to the point where you can't just go in by yourself. And I really, really love that there's a triumph tied to the flawless solo. I think that's amazing.
Nice. It's so cool.
If that wasn't there, I don't think a lot of the people that have gotten it already would be attempting it.
Right.
And so talk about what those. So you guys, like, has anybody gotten a triumph yet?
I have not attempted the solo flawless. I've done the solo just to get it done, but I was focusing on other things personally. But next week I will for sure be going for the solo flawless.
So when someone inspects your player, right? It's a banner. You get a banner, right? Is that?
Oh, you're talking about titles.
Titles.
Yep,
The
that's
title.
a title. Yep.
So don't you get the title for completing that?
It's not the title. It's one of the triumphs that you need just to unlock your triumph score. Right?
How are people
So you have to
getting
get a
those
seal.
titles? How
The
are people
seals
getting
are
those
where you get
titles?
The seals are where you get the titles from.
Okay.
So
All
you
right.
have to complete a certain amount of triumphs and achievements, challenges, right?
Right.
Within a certain seal. And once you complete all of those challenges within that seal, you then get that title. The one that is most commonly around right now is the Dredgen title, which the Dredgen was from Gambit.
Right.
So you have to get the Butthole boss, and you have to get him a couple times, right?
Yeah.
And that didn't start until the last time the Shattering Throne was out. Since then, you can get him every week, but as the curse gets stronger, the chances of that boss spawning are more.
Yep.
Right.
Right. But we had to get to that final week before it spawned.
Yep.
So once that spawned, that finally made that title achievable.
I like this. This is
Yes.
cool.
Is there a title
Yes.
associated with solo flawless for the dungeon? Is that
Off the top of my head, I don't believe it's tied to a seal.
not title?
Okay.
I would have to double check.
That's
You
what I
know,
was curious about.
when
I
you
knew that.
Yep.
When you look at the triumphs, there's a missing seal. So there's a seal spot that's just straight up it's got the thing there. It's just not got a seal in it.
Hidden.
What do you think would fit in there? Like what kind of activities would it be? All the
Seal
seals?
collector.
Oh God.
A seal collector. Yeah. I
You
can see that.
you
that's
get an
probably
emote where
it, you
your
know?
character turns into a seal and it's like,
Yeah, the
Actually,
seal of
seal.
approval.
You become the seal.
you are the seal.
Oh man.
I think it has something like a completionist thing, you know, like you get everything.
That's
Can you imagine that?
5,500 in
Getting
comp.
everything?
And doing all that other stuff. Whew.
you have to be legend in 3 seasons.
Wow.
So that's if you've never been legend before and you're starting now, that's like 9 months away.
Wow.
Holy smokes. That would be very few people that would be able to accomplish that task. Not a lot of people.
Very few people that are like top tier PvE, top tier PvP. Yeah. That was rough.
That's the only kind of downside I think there is of these seals is a lot of them are time gated.
Yeah.
So
they are.
like she just said, right? You have to get it over a course of 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So if you really want that title, unfortunately, you have to wait until you do it 3 seasons. So 9 months.
Right.
Yeah.
When new content is coming out and it's like, okay, well, when it comes out and somebody gets that title, that's going to be pretty hype. But you're already focusing on a lot of other stuff, which is another reason why some of us PvE mains, I guess you could say, are kind of upset. Every week, you guys probably noticed that there's a new challenge within the raid.
Yeah.
Those challenges are triumphs that you need to unlock to get the Ravensbane seal.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, we had the Cali. I don't remember the exact name of it, but we had the Cali one. Last week, we had Shirochi. We were expecting this week to be Morgith, and it went back to Cali.
Interesting.
Which seems weird.
Seems really weird.
Like a
so
bug. I don't know.
We're hoping it's not just randomized.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because if it's randomized, that could be quite an issue.
Yeah, definitely.
And it could extend it from 5 weeks to now possibly 15 weeks, right?
Bungie doing a randomized loot drop system to extend the life of content? That doesn't sound...
Nah.
Yeah, you're right.
Definitely not.
Definitely not it. No, not it.
That's silly.
But then again, a bug? That's not it either.
Yeah, they're flawless.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're perfect.
No guitar
That little
errors.
girl's so cute.
None. Zero.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one, I think.
I'd say we got time for maybe one or two more.
All right.
One or two more.
One or two more.
I saw one that I really like, so I want to find it.
By the way, let me just say, Chevy, you are killing it tonight.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
We've never done this before.
Yeah, you're doing really good.
We have.
It's going really well.
You know, you were put on the spot. I thought that if any member of the Destiny community is going to handle being put on the spot, member Team Redeem's going to have to deal with it.
No, he's going, like I said, adaptive.
He's going for the questioner title right now. He's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, definitely.
I would like to tackle this one real quick because I do think it's important for anybody that's trying to get into the PvE challenge kind of mindset concept. Lavanquier, I don't know how to say the name, Fresh King, said, I recently did my first real solo challenge with soloing the Shattered Throne. What advice would you, Chevy, give to improve PvE gameplay? What thought process do you have on tackling challenges? Thanks in advance. What I personally do is if I find a way to optimize anything, whether it's a strat in an encounter or whether it's a something that I'm physically doing, so just flat out, gunplay, right? I try to, as much as I can, dissect what I do and critique myself to try and improve it. It could be weapons, it could be key bindings, it could be something very simple, right? Just do whatever you can to try to get you to that higher level and play the game. That's really the easiest thing. I played, I think in year one, I put 1,600 hours into this game.
Wow.
So I put some time into it, right? So it's not like I just, threw on Destiny 2 and it's like, boom, we're good to go. No, I put a lot of time into this, and I didn't even know what a strike was. I thought swords were the meta for damage on dogs. It's you got to grind a little bit. When it comes to challenges, I get this question a lot, and some people feel like they just did a 3-man challenge, but 2-man or 1-man was already done with it, so they don't feel like it's as accomplishing. But everybody has their own specific challenges that are challenging for them as a unique player. And every challenge is good. So don't feel like just because we did a 24-minute Last Wish raid that it's that much better than your 30-minute raid when your previous best was 45 minutes or something, right?
Yeah. Right.
So don't undermine any challenges that you do, and don't base them off of things that we do. Because this is things that we work specifically on. And this is like our primary focus. And if you're getting into this, don't set the bar too high. Work your way there. And once you think you're there, then set the bar high. All challenges are great, no matter what they are. I hear people, we just did, 2-man this. We did our first 4-man Last Wish raid. That's awesome. Good for you guys. Like that. Yeah. That's an achievement, right?
Yeah,
Not everybody can do that. So don't undermine yourself.
But isn't that just solid advice for like life in general? Like when you're going after anything in it that I remember when I was first learning to race bikes. I used to like want to be, Lance Armstrong, be fast, like, do Tour de France. But that road to get to where I wanted to go was super hard and super long. And it literally started with this climb, this mountain near my house, just getting to the top of it without stopping for a break. And that was my first challenge. And I went back years later after I rode my first, it was a down tube shifting Bianchi that my mom had loaned me. It was the first time I had ever ridden on a road bike, and I had to stop 8 times to get up that hill. I went back there years later after I had been racing, I'd gotten into some semi-professional stuff, and I went up there and I laughed my ass off because I got danced up to the top of the mountain, on my pedals. I got to the top and I looked back and I remembered this hill being so big and so difficult and so just daunting. And after, racing professionally for a while, I came back and it was just a bump in a road. And it's just so crazy how you can set those goals and later you look back and they're just part of the process. Yep. And they become part of your history. So love it.
Yeah.
All right. And then we brought this up briefly earlier and I wanted to touch on it again. I think this might be a good one to end on because I know we're getting close. Is the stale meta holding Gambit back from its true potential? I always hear mixed feelings whenever someone talks about it. Is potential really being squandered, or is it just not as great as we thought? And then a side addition is, what are the thoughts on Gambit as a potential spectator sport? That was by Connor Hunter 223.
So I've played Gambit in a controlled environment where, everyone has the same sniper rifle to choose from, the same pulse rifle, same shotgun, and we get to pick from these specific loadouts and create a loadout from those. And that was really fun because we didn't have any, overpowered heavy or overpowered special. We just had pretty standard guns that were decent, but none of them were insane. Like you had to use some kind of skill to actually kill things with those loadouts. So that was really fun with teams communicating and everyone using stuff from the same pool. That's where my opinion of Gambit came from, because playing it like that is super fun. But the way it is now is just, you're going to invade, you're going to get killed by a sleeper. The person who invading you is going to have sleeper. They're going to use sleeper on the boss and melting point and blade barrage, and it's going to die instantly, and doesn't even matter about the Primeval Slayer buff. And I think those are my issues. Are the sleeper issue, I think we all know is a problem, but also I think you can burn the Primeval too fast. If you have a coordinated team using the correct weapons, the buff doesn't matter. And I think the buff needs to matter. Otherwise, why even have it be there?
You drop a Well of Radiance with Lunafaction Rifts, you do a melting point, and you just sit there with a shotgun and you will bake it. You don't need any Primeval Slayer.
Yep.
You can, I think it needs a lot more health, or that in combination with ways to achieve that Primeval Slayer to do more damage.
Right.
So not just the longer you wait, the more it gets, or killing just the 2 wizards give you that 1 Primeval Slayer. I think there should be like maybe objectives you have to do to earn that Primeval Slayer and give that boss some health, because he does die pretty quick.
He does, yeah.
I would definitely agree. And the sleeper is obviously an issue. We all know this very well. They tried to do a little fix and they cut the ammo in half, I believe, right? But that's not the issue. You die in one shot anyways. I don't know if you've ever ran into this, but if you ever invade against a top tier PvP player with a sniper rifle, on almost every single map, there are spots where you can see every single spawn. And it is a set spawn that you load into on one of the 3 sections.
That's right. You're dead as you're loading in.
You literally load in, and even on PC where you have a fast load-in time, you can take 1-2 steps and you're dead already. And that's with the overshield.
Wow.
So,
changes need to happen to Gambit to make
yes.
it more randomized spawns for the invader.
Yep.
Changes to way that I don't think sleeper is the problem. It's the mode itself, because I like sleeper being as powerful it is. What makes it powerful is its charge up, one hit range, and that you can see through walls. So the wall hack is the actual issue.
You can't take that out though.
You
Because
can't. So it's a challenge, right?
Yeah.
It's a design challenge. Like, I almost feels like the gun needs to be banned from that.
What if you
playlist.
don't take that wall hack out, but you tweak it so it's not permanent?
Yeah.
What if it's a
Yeah.
2 to 3 second pulse, or every 2 seconds?
I'd be okay with that, because then
It
at least when you
pulses
go
and you see
invade
everybody.
and you have that short period of time, you can still see whereabouts they are.
Right.
So you're not just having people hide in a corner and trying to look for them, because that would also not be good.
Or what if you get it for the first 5 seconds and then it goes away? Or I think it needs to get tweaked. I don't think it should be on permanently, because you could just sit there and pre-aim where you think they're going to peek, and as soon as they peek, you can just shoot their head and they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people, say that it's interesting to reward kills as invader. You get a quick pulse of everybody on the team, and then it goes away, and you get rewarded with a kill with another pulse for a short period of time, and reward the skill of invading that way. Just the constant always up wall hacks is what's going to keep it from being any form of competitive.
Well, I mean, it's heavy though. Like heavy. How do you balance it when you can go in there with like full sleeper? And if it's not sleeper, it's Thousand Voices. If it's not Thousand Voices, it's Queenbreaker's Bow.
It's going to be something.
Yeah. I mean, at least,
and that's why I'm saying,
at least with the sniper rifle, you have to actually get a headshot.
Aim.
Yeah, you got to aim. You got to get a headshot with it. But just like the spawns have issues. When we played without the full suite of weapons in the sandbox, it's extremely fun, just like Watts was talking about.
Right.
But when you have all the things that can be min-maxed, the sandbox breaks it for the long haul of experiencing Gambit. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. Like the fact
You should have Gambit, curated loadouts. Boom. There you go. You have to use these loadouts when you go in. There. I think that would actually make Gambit pretty fun.
Yeah.
I don't
What
know.
if it came out in like a ranked setting where there's a competitive mode and you can do the ban system where you can ban specific weapons?
Yeah.
You guys ever thought about something like that? I feel like there's too many weapons that it wouldn't go well.
Yeah.
The thing that you're always going to find, the community is always going to come up with the most optimal way of melting a boss or doing something. So it feels like we need to, Gambit's going to change as weapons or seasons of weapons and buffs happen. The conversation we're having is just going to be echoed in the fact that at some point we're going to need to, they're going to buff or nerf, they're going to change the weapons, right? You're going to get pulse rifles or scout rifles are going to come back into meta, or something's going to happen that they're going to change the sandbox, and it's going to ripple through Gambit. My only concern specifically about Gambit is that its inherent flaws are in its game mode itself and how players play it, and that no matter what you do, the heavy weapon is going to be, or there's going to be some flavor of the month that is going to be the breaking thing. Right. And we're always going to be talking about it. And I just enjoy the game, man. Yeah. I enjoy the game mode, and I wish
players are always going to find something that breaks in it, no matter what. It's like the Riven cheese. People, once they find that, they're going to be like, well, obviously I'm going to do this if I'm trying to get this done. And with Gambit, it's the same type of stuff. Obviously, this is the most effective. So when I just go in there casually for a few games, I might as well use the most effective loadout. And I don't know if there's a legit way that they could balance it where we can have both the lean version being balanced and the fun version. Because if you overbalance it, it's not fun anymore. And if you leave it out, well, getting sleepered all the time doesn't really make me want to play Gambit right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's and this is one of those ones that I'm stumped, and I'm normally have like, hey, I think I know the answer to it. But man,
PvP in this game is just that way, just straight up. Like, how do you balance RNG weapons in PvP? Like, you can't. That's what it feels like. And if you do balance it, then you get what D2 had at launch. It's not fun.
That's true.
Has
That
potential.
is the
very
inherent-
difficult to figure out what you need to do to make it reach its full potential. Though.
Sure.
There's a lot. There's a lot that needs to happen. Really.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Wow, what a great show, man!
That was a great episode. I agree.
That was.
I'd say so.
I mean, I like the part where Holtzman, got kicked
Just
off
left.
line.
Holtz DDoSed himself. Crazy, right?
Yeah, I did.
Just really feels like it. It was kind of awkward with him in the podcast, and then when he left, it was like, okay,
Yeah, we're good now.
we're good.
So Holtz's return wasn't exactly a return. Thanks, Comcast.
We have the title of the podcast, the one where
Holtz gets DDoSed.
Holtz gets DDoSed.
Yeah.
Holtzman almost returns.
Podcast DDoSing. Holtzman almost
returns.
Almost returns,
like
yes.
that.
If you guys want to find more info about myself, my name is Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter and catch my streams, twitch.tv/Tefty Teft, where I do play a lot of Destiny. But my goodness, there's going to be some variety coming up. Red Dead Redemption. Been playing Odyssey. Spartan kicking people off the ledge. Fantastic.
Tafty, I have a question for you about Red Dead.
Hit me.
Are you going to play with the map off? So you have to follow locals' directions.
That's so cool.
That's pretty intense. I don't think so. I think because
I might try it for a little bit, but then put it back on.
Here's my only problem with it is that I'm going to get distracted by chat and then completely miss the directions.
And be like, wait.
What did they say? What was the left at what
Chat
stump?
will tell you what they said.
Right at the hillbilly stump, there was a little statue and a 4 crickets rat. Be like, what? Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be. If you want to find more of me, I am Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I will be playing Red Dead soon. We're going to be doing some spooky games, which I'm excited about. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Chevy.
My name is Chevy from Clan Redeem. If you would like to hear more from me or see more from me, you can find me on Twitter at @Chevy or on Twitch at @Chevy. I pretty much play Destiny and I just enjoy the game and I have fun. If you like Destiny? Let's hang out. I like having fun.
and this has been Pope Bear. You can follow me on Twitter at Pope Bear. Make sure to follow the podcast at DCP_live. We have a great show planned for this month. Next week, we have Dylan, or DM Damaged from Bungie. He's one of our community managers. He's going to be on the show. We've got Aztec.
This is where we get to talk about Festival of the Lost, and we can drill into him if it's not good.
Drill
like,
in.
hey,
Yep,
man,
that's right.
Perfect.
Let's get these details.
All right, so get these deets. And so we've got Aztec Cross coming after him. Lumi is going to be on in November. We've got T-Rex, Destin from IGN, Laced Up Lauren, and Carolina Gamer to round out November.
Yeah.
I got a great group of people.
It's a great lineup.
For December that I just can't wait to talk about. But
can't announce yet.
We're not there yet.
K-pop groups?
And my name is Holtzman, and you can find me in my apartment raging at Comcast.
All right.
I made it.
I don't
bad
recommend
guys.
visiting
Great.
his apartment, though.
Yeah, don't visit his apartment.
Oh my gosh.
So we got a great set of shows for the rest of this next couple months. Make sure to follow us and stay tuned. Chevy, thank you very much for coming
thanks
on,
for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been
your
been a
reputation
pleasure.
preceded you, and you didn't disappoint. I really appreciate you stepping up and jumping in and asking questions, and
Yeah, that
being
was
such
awesome.
a positive member of the community. So thank you.
Yeah. And
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
And screw Breyer for being sick and not being on the podcast. What an asshole, right?
Seriously, like we don't even
leaves us in the dust. You know, when he's supposed to do questions and talk about the twab.
The twab. He runs the show.
Unbelievable.
Basically.
Man.
He's literally like that's like if Tefty said he wasn't coming, and who would run the?
Oh,
Twitch?
we just crumble. We just cancel.
We wouldn't know what to do. We would actually cancel the show. Tefty,
I better not get sick. Come. All right.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Great episode. We're going to roll credits and then be back with some sub readouts for the live Twitch stuff. So, bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Later, boys.